It's showtime at the Apollo tonight. We live, bro.
You live. Bro, I gotta get a new laptop. This camera is trash. I gotta get a new laptop, man.
or just get you a camera and use it as your webcam.
I could use my cell phone, but I gotta I gotta get a new laptop. I gotta update. I'm either gonna get a new MacBook or I'm getting a new service. I ain't really decided yet.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I'm with it. I'm with it. Alrighty. Let me make sure that we live. I see one person up there. So let me see what's going on here. Make sure that we everything beautiful. While we
I
talking,
know.
and since we live, I don't know how YouTube's algorithm works. There might be something that we need to figure out.
Bro, I think that's the algorithm. I don't think anybody's gonna be able to figure out. I don't even think YouTube even got their own algorithm figured out.
Yeah, cause I don't really know. I don't really know how they work. Cause I was trying to find the page and I couldn't find it.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. It kind of made me upset, but I was like, yeah, whatever. I was like, we'll figure it out sooner enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
that is what it is. Um, but anyway, uh, welcome back to another Artist Talk, Fuck Your Food blog, all of that good stuff with me and my man Mike. Um, we do this for your listening pleasures and for your viewing pleasures. So here we are back again for episode 2, which is the season premiere of this thing that we like to do where we talk about all kinds of bullshit that we don't really care about or some things that we do care about. And we're gonna keep this thing right on moving. We're gonna get on to it. Mike, how you been, man?
Good man. Good man. Tired. But good. Good. Can't really complain, man. Everything is lovely, man. How about yourself, my brother?
Ah, man, I can't complain at all. It's Wednesday, it's hump day. Shout out to all you humpers. And you
Hey.
know, you know how dudes are, man. We are what we are whenever we are because we can't be nothing else. You know what I mean?
Hey man. We do. We can do. We can do it. You did.
Yeah, bro. Like we always got to be good. You know what I mean?
That is a fact. That is a fact. We always gotta be good. We always gotta be rich.
Rich is definitely something that we always got to be. Speaking of rich, uh, I was on TikTok as I'm prone to do sometimes. Just
You
met.
be going down rabbit holes, boy.
I do, man. I do because when I'm bored, like bruh, TikTok is the ultimate boredom killer.
Really?
You have TikTok?
No, I don't.
Okay, so like as a 30-year-old, we shouldn't have TikTok, right? Like we shouldn't. And I'm perfectly aware that like I shouldn't have TikTok and I shouldn't enjoy TikTok in the way that I do, right?
Right.
I'm
Right.
perfectly aware of that. Now that we're doing the show, I'm gonna start putting the content up there, but I am perfectly aware that I shouldn't be on TikTok. What's a shout out to the beautiful and lovely Espernice. Um, but uh But man, when I'm bored, bro, that is the ultimate boredom killer, right? There's no
Hmm.
content up there that's worth viewing. It's a lot of BS, but every now and then you'll get something that makes me laugh my ass off, right?
I feel that. I feel that.
Right. Um, I got a this ain't an ad, but it's a dude up there. I gotta hip you to. It's a dude up there
Okay.
who talks about superpowers that you don't want to have. Yeah. I gotta hip you to that. That's not an ad. This is not an ad, but that dude is funny. He's about
Okay.
the funniest
Okay.
dude I've seen up there who does it
Okay.
like consistently.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
but it's some nerd shit, right? But anyway,
I dig it. I dig it.
So anyway, I'm watching TikTok as I'm prone to do when I'm bored, and I come across this video that's not funny, but it's like a podcast, right? And everybody's doing these little group podcasts in their living room because due to the pandemic. And it's this dude talking with a girl. I sent it to you, and they're discussing why the relationship between men and women as it relates to money. Is that what you took from it?
That's that's the conversation. That's the conversation I heard. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah. I would play it here, but I'm not jacking their content, and I don't want to talk about how they talk about it. Right. But the one interesting thing that happened in that situation was the woman sitting there responding to the man said that now that women are making all of this money, it makes men feel inferior or incompetent or something to that effect.
He made it seem like that men were basically, we were losing our manhood because of the fact that women were making more money than us.
Right. As two dudes up here, I got some beef with that.
100%.
I got some beef with that.
100%.
And I guess I'm gonna try to give it a perspective that I don't hear a lot, because with the emergence of Kevin Samuels, what we gotten is a lot of dudes that want to beat their chest and express their manhood through verbal combativeness with women. Because of the success of one man, which is not what he does, but I guess you can say that's what he does, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now that we have those type dudes out here in the pod sphere, the intranets, as we like to call it, it's a lot of dudes who ain't never got no girls before who are talking to women. Who are talking to women about things that don't really matter in relationships. Right. In real relationships. I'm not talking about the 1 to 2% of dudes who have enough money to take care of their woman completely. Like that's a whole different ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now stop me if I'm saying something wrong here, Mike. But the 1 or 2 dudes who make over $650,000 a year, who can just pay for everything and do it all without any kind of hesitation or any kind of worried about where the next check is going to come from. Those dudes have a completely different lifestyle than the dude making $150,000, than the dude making $50,000, than the dude making $70,000. Any of us, right? They have a completely different lifestyle. We're not even gonna get into the dude making $10 or $15 million and he's 6'5" and he plays for the Charlotte Hornets or something like that, right? We can completely separate them cats.
Yeah, we're ignoring them dudes. Yeah.
Right. But the majority of us, the rest of us, the average middle class male, if you're discussing money with a woman, right, and you aren't discussing it as far as like where we're gonna be in the next few years, then you're misinterpreting. Well, you're misrepresenting your ability to take care of that woman. I'll say it like that.
Or better yet, or better yet, if that conversation is not being had, there isn't going to be a relationship in 5 to 10 years, because at some point that conversation is going to have to come up. And if you guys don't have a foundation on how you guys are going to support each other financially, or how the financial structure is going to be outlined, then by all means, you guys aren't going to blast along at all. Now, that's not to say things can't happen, but everybody should know what they're coming to the table with before they get to that relationship. not only from an emotional standpoint, but also financial as well too. You know, love is love, but when you're making a marriage decision of marriage, it is a partnership, and sometimes with partnerships come financial, fiscal responsibilities.
Right.
So you have to make sure that both you guys are aligned on the same path, because if not, like it's not gonna last long.
Yeah. And I
And
told. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
now I was gonna say, I think I hate when that conversation comes up. I really do, because I think sometimes not all women, but some women tend to use that as a crutch and a tool. They tend to use it. They tend to use it more so sometimes as, hey, you know, I'm here now. It's cool.
Explain
Cool.
what you mean.
I notice sometimes I think some people use it as a badge of honor, uh, and kind of using it as a way to say like, hey, look at me.
Mm.
You look good, but don't see any ring on your finger. How good do you look? You know what I mean? And I don't think that's necessarily got anything to do with your financial status. But if you're using that to supplement your personality, then you're not gonna get far at all. Because that money can drive easily, baby. Trust me. And look, man. You talking to somebody that's climbed and been here and it got knocked down a couple pegs and then had to build his way back up.
Right.
Trust me, man. That stuff come and go. That stuff comes and goes.
Right.
And you can't be heavily reliant upon that, because if that's your basis of a relationship, regardless whether you're a man or woman, once that money drops, she gone anyway. So then what? And he gone too. Once he taught you all that fun, some bags, some stuff, he out too. Yeah, he gone.
The interesting part of it to me, Mike, is ladies don't want the responsibility of being the head of household. I
No.
don't know no woman who wants the responsibility of being head of household. So
Hey, listen. Hell, we don't want responsibility.
that's not true.
Listen,
That's not true.
we do. We relish in it, but I think at times sometimes we need help. Sometimes we don't. We bastardize ourselves, man. Like, hey, now I can do it. Sometimes, like, all right, man, I gotta bite this bullet. I gotta take this pride out, and I gotta ask for help. You know what I mean? But yeah, to your point, I agree with you. I think I think if they knew what it all entailed, then yeah, they would be like,
I'm just talking about financially though.
well, yeah, that too.
I'm
Yeah.
just strictly talking about financial. Forget all the other stuff that we do outside of the financial part. Like, I don't think most women want to be head of household. I mean, the statistics bear that out, right? Most
Unfortunately,
women,
definitely the wage gap.
yeah, I mean, most women would say I could do bad all by myself, right? Most women say like I don't need a man. When they get money, they don't look for family. They look for success outside of family, right? If we are to take everything that's been presented to us, right, as the truth, which we know is not, but we can sparse out, you know what I mean, through percentages.
Yeah.
But like if we take everything that's coming at us as men from the outside from women, everything that they present is independent and strong. It's not, we in this together. It's where you can't do nothing for me because I got this bread, right? So if you want men to take on the responsibility of head of household and take on the responsibility of financial and physical strength in the relationship, then and you want everything on equal playing field, then you have to take that responsibility also. And you can't look at men and say, "Oh, I'm just as strong as you because I'm financially well off." If you aren't willing to support a man with that with that financial gain, right?
I also don't think that it's a different mentality, right? Like people kind of frown on that notion, right? Like it's a societal thing that you also have to kind of overcome too, right? Like how you gonna take when your mom and your grandma and your aunties and your uncles and your daddy and your brothers, hey man, you got that grown ass man in the house with you. Why he ain't paying no bills? It's a societal kind of change. You gotta the shackles you kind of gotta break free from as well too, like to kind of overcome that. Some people don't really want to succumb to that. Some people do it ignorantly, right?
Yeah.
Without kind of like having it understood that that's what it is.
But if you a boss chick, why you care about society?
Everybody, come on, man, everybody cares. Man.
Yeah,
Everybody
like
cares.
bosses don't care about what society thinks. They do what they do because to support their company. If you a boss in that way, then support your man in the same way. But most women don't want to do that. Most women want to show you their purse and tell you that you can't get with this, right? It is what it is. Broke boys don't deserve no pussy. I know that's right. Like you feel me? Like yeah, like we get it. We get it. We get it. But understand. The insecurity ain't coming from men. The insecurity is coming from women. Like men aren't insecure because you're making a whole bunch of money. That's your insecurity projecting onto us.
Because listen, let me tell you right now.
Huh? Go
Let
ahead.
me tell you right now. Marvin, go ahead. She go ahead and make $2 million. I am sitting on my ass. You, you hear me? I will be a stay-at-home dad.
I mean, but at the end of the day and at the beginning of the day, if you're a woman and let's say you make $250,000 a year,
Mm-hmm.
and you get with a man, and let's say that man makes $250,000 a year,
Right.
right? Are you as the woman willing to support the man on equal playing on an equal playing field, right? If that man makes $250,000 and you make $250,000, are you willing to support the relationship financially? And that could be in any. That could be $50,000, $50,000. That could be $60,000, $60,000. But are you willing to support that the future of the relationship going forward financially? And most women would say no. Then you can't tout. If you're gonna say no, then you can't tout your success financially because your success financially isn't doing anything for the community. Your success financially is only supporting yourself.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah. What I'm
Agreed.
saying, basically, what I'm saying is, stop throwing your success in men's face because it ain't real success.
Mm. Mm.
Because if it
That's
was real
interesting.
success, the community would be doing better.
So when you kind of say community, you mean basically in the sense where if we took more pride from an individual standpoint instead of just kind of worrying about the materialistic things, the flash, the status, and actually started really kind of building with each other instead of kind of like only building ourselves up, maybe we could possibly get somewhere. And that's not just men, that's women as well.
We talking about specifically the women right now, and I'm saying if women were getting it like that, then where is it?
Mm.
It's essentially what you're saying, right? But I'm saying that if y'all getting it like that, then where the money at?
OnlyFans.
It ain't there neither. Right? Because I'm just looking at it from a societal standpoint, right?
Right.
As a black society, if our women are doing that much better than us, then where is it?
Where's the equity? Where's
Yeah,
that pool of resource that we got
yeah,
from? Yeah.
yeah.
It's weird because I think, and I would love to do some number crunching on that though.
That would be
Just to kind of
a
find
great
out.
study. That would be a great study to do. How many women are head of household and how successful are those households based on a criteria set up by some statistics. That would be a nice study.
And also to kind of find out how that impacts the median average household of families from
Mm-hmm.
black, middle class, probably however the structure is class wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be a very interesting study to kind of do to conduct because I would love to know that myself because that's a very interesting question. I mean, hell, we can ask it for the men too. We're not talking about us right now, but we can ask it for that too, for the most part.
But
There's a lot of us that
we already know how this works for men, right? We already know what head of household looks like for men.
Oh, for sure.
We have a
For
standard.
sure.
That standard is set, and we know what that looks like, right? We can look
For
at
sure.
your kids, we can look at your house, we can look at your cars, we can see it based on a certain amount of time and know whether you take care of your business or not.
That's interesting because I would like to know how many women are actually in that position, right?
Right.
To kind of know, like, okay, if you are the head, like, where's the family structure? Because right now it looks like there's a lot of women making money, but they're single.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be a very interesting. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
At least if they make money, we don't know about it, and that might not be a bad thing. That might not be a bad thing.
Right. Yeah. Where are the women who make $150,000 with the husbands who make 60 or 70, right? And how does that structure look? And
Yeah.
and how have you financially set your family up for success in the future?
Yeah. Hey man. Hey man. That's a hey man, you gotta be secure. You gotta be secure in yourself as a man first and foremost to be in that situation.
You got
To
to be
know who
secure.
you are.
You got to be secure yourself as a woman to be in that situation.
That's point number two. Right? And you have to have the family support has to still be the same too. Because that's a big thing that we kind of forget too. Like your mom got to support the woman being the head of the household as much as she's supporting the man being the head of the household. Like it's got to be dad too. It's got to be balanced. It can't be
financially. We're talking strictly financial, right? Yeah,
yeah. It's got to be equal on both sides. Cause like you can't want it one way out. It can't be six and half dozen the other. Like you know what I mean. It's got to be. You kind of got to want it. It's got to be equal across the board. So that's man, that's an interesting. And see, those are conversations people don't have. See, you end up getting those little surface conversations where it's like, oh well, I don't want to be with you if you don't make this much money.
Right.
So should your mom have gotten with your dad because he was making $70,000 a year, and your mom wasn't making anything? Exactly. So like your family dynamic wouldn't even look the same if your dad would have said, "Yeah, I don't really want to do that. I want somebody that's making the same amount as me, if not more." I don't want it. So just think about how the black family structure would look if black men took that stance in the 30s, in the 40s, in the 50s. It would be it'd be completely different. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes some women have to look at it differently. Like I said, but some have to look at it differently. Like just because you have that dollar amount, you can't
you got to start looking at it more like men, right? If you are gonna step out here and take the role financially of a man, then you're gonna have to start looking at it like a man, and you're gonna have to start going out and getting men who make less than you. Because right now, what women want to do is find a man that makes more than them, because they don't want to be head of the household financially. And my point is, if you getting it like that, then why you being so selfish?
But they want to stack the deck. But we all know you can't stack the deck playing spades, baby. You got to play the cards that you dealt. That's how it
Exactly. Exactly. And that's my point. And that's my point. Why y'all being so selfish? Why you being so selfish? Why you being so selfish? And then on top of that, I'm basing this off of what the woman said. She said men are insecure when a woman makes a lot of money. And my point is, like, where does that insecurity come from? It don't come from men. It come from broke boys don't deserve no pussy. I know that's right. Like, that's where it come from.
Come from, like I said, man, come from the societal norm we gotta have. We gotta fit in that box.
Women, nah, it don't come from no societal. It come from women. Because if women were willing to step up and take the role, because see, I'm putting this back on them. Because see, what happens is they always put it on us. They always be like, well, he can't stand up to me because I make more money than him.
Well, hey,
maybe you have to be a better leader with your money financially. So a man feels comfortable enough to be with you. Because we have to do the same thing with ours. We have to make ourselves, we have to make our positions comfortable enough for a woman to want to be here with us.
The societal norms are started by women, though, right? That chatter on the outside. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a mentality change. It's a mentality change, and I don't know. You kind of have to be in those shoes in order to understand it. And I think the large part about it is we're seeing a lot of people that are talking about these things but haven't been in those shoes, and that's the biggest issue. Yeah. Unless you actually are in those shoes, or somebody that's been in those shoes before and actually has gone through those steps, you will never know how that actual conversation goes.
Nope.
You dating somebody is completely different than starting a life with somebody.
Yep.
Dating somebody, you can walk away with no strings attached.
Mm-hmm.
Once you put this on your hand right here, move up. It's a different ball game, baby. It's a different ball game. We ain't playing by the same rules.
Not at all.
Just tell you right now.
And you can't be selfish.
By the same rules.
You can't be selfish.
You get called out when you're selfish.
Yeah. You can't be selfish in this situation. You can be selfish in a whole bunch of situations, but you can't be selfish in this one.
Not one if you really want to make it work, and not two if you really want to get to a place where we can be better as a community. More so than protecting your own community, right? Your own tribe. So right. Yeah, you can't be. There's no room for that.
Yeah. So if we move along this conversation further, I'm all for that. But we can't just be here talking about men are insecure because women are making money. All right, well, let's break this thing down further along the path, then, right? So if men are insecure, then how do men feel better about them making more money? Because men have to do the same thing for women, and if this is the equal playing field the way it's supposed to be, then you got to deal with that. Unless you just want to be single, and if you want to be single, then you want to be single.
Have a blast. Salt Bay is waiting for you. Salt Bay is waiting for you to throw them salt on that steak that is uncooked and unseasoned.
Let's get it.
Have fun.
Yeah, I'm not here for the back and forth no more with dudes and with women who ain't never had to make no decisions for somebody else other than themselves. Like, I'm just not here for that anymore.
Hey, bro. Hey, that's tiring. I don't have time for that. I got way too much stuff to deal with right now. I ain't got time to argue with you back and forth.
Too much stuff to deal with right now, bro. Like, we ain't got time for that no more, bro. Like, it's a dude already out here doing that.
Right.
And he has a big enough following where we don't have to do it no more. Right? Right? Like, he's already over there. He's already handling that business. What we have to do is we have to build our community. And I ain't got time for no woman talking about I'm insecure because she make more money than me. Nah, that ain't got nothing to do with it.
You don't know me like that.
Yeah, you don't know me like that, right? Yeah.
Hey, man. I don't really want to give out shout outs. But I think Kevin Samuels doesn't get enough. He didn't get enough just due for what he's trying to do.
Yeah. I don't think people know what he's trying to do.
That's the other point, I think, too, that gets lost. Everybody that sees like the quote unquote slanderous responses and rebuttals, but that's not being truthful. Sometimes people don't really want to hear the truth. They just want to hear their truth. And he's not here to tell you your truth. He's here to tell the truth and trying to use that truth to move us to another level, not set us back.
You know the funny thing about the funny thing about that? The funny thing I've learned, because I used to think the same thing, like, and I still do. I still do. The funny thing I learned about that was, though, is he asks everybody that comes up there what they want.
Can't nobody tell you what they really want, bro. Nobody knows what they want, bro.
Right. And the amount of people in this world, men, women, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, that don't know what they want is staggering, right? And with all these things that we talk about, right? We talk about poor schooling. We talk about diseases now with Omicron. We talk about finances. We talk about crypto. We talk about all these things under the sun that affect society as a whole, social media, all of these things. When really all it boils down to is, what do you want?
Yeah.
And knowing what you want and going after what you want destroys all the BS. Because you can have singular focus to your wants.
Yep.
But not enough people ever sit down and find out what they want. Like I always find it interesting. I always do this with people. I always ask them, when somebody comes to me and asks me a question, I always ask them like this. I'll be like, yo, what do you want? Well, I was like, yo, it's not that hard of a question. Like, what do you want? What do you want? You want a Benz? What you want? You want a 3-story house? What do you want? You want a car? What? You want $100? What do you want? You know what I mean? Like, what do you want? It's not that hard.
Hey, yo, it's kind of wild, though, bro. We some indecisive people, bro. Humans are so indecisive, bro. It's unreal.
It's crazy to me.
It's unreal. But I think what I've learned in my 35 years of being on this planet, people can't truly tell you what they want, but they can tell you what they don't want. And I think if everybody put more focus and energy on what they really wanted and actually kind of thought it through, everything would be good. Well, we're so keen on telling people, I don't really want that. I don't want to do that. I don't really need that. I don't really want you. I don't really want her. I don't really want to do this classwork. I don't really want to go to work today.
Right.
Something got to give, baby. What do you want? Do you want to be off? Do you want to be off? Do you want $1 million? I want to be rich. That's what I want. I want to be rich.
Yeah.
I want to be wealthy.
And I want a family. Somebody said that to me. Somebody said that to me. Somebody was like, yo, I want to be rich. Right? And I was like, all right, cool. I can rock with that. What's rich?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the question we had already had this conversation before. I'll say it again. I couldn't hear you.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Bear with me. All right, my bad. All right, I'm back now.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Good, you good. Yeah,
okay.
You good.
All right. So somebody asked, they were like, yo, I want to be rich. And I was like, okay, cool. You want to be rich. What's rich?
Yeah.
What's rich, right? And they were like, I just want to be rich. I'm like, wait a minute, like rich to you might be something different than rich to me. Right?
Yeah.
Like how do you know what to go for if you don't never put a goal on it?
Yeah.
And they were like, yo, I want to be, they was like, yo, $1 million. And I was like, yo, that ain't rich to me. I was like, so we will be thinking about two completely different things. Now imagine me and you, we in a business together, and both of us say, yo, I want to be rich. And somebody comes to us and they say, yo, I want to buy your company for $2 billion. And you think rich is $1 million. And I'm sitting here thinking rich is $500 million. Right?
Right.
And they come and want to buy our company. You like, yo, I'll take the $2 billion, bro. That's $1 million for you and $1 million for me. We good. And I'm looking at you like, bro, you out your
damn mind. Yeah.
Because neither one of us has sat down and said what we actually want.
No, go ahead,
Michael. Sorry.
No, my bad, bro. I was honestly going to say something. I don't think people don't know how much they're worth until the number gets put in front of them,
right?
Until they're proposed to it. Like you don't know what you're really worth, because everybody got a price tag.
Yeah, everybody got a price.
Everybody got a price tag. Everybody can say, there's a number that you're gonna jump for.
Right.
Hypothetically speaking, there's a number you're gonna jump for.
Yep.
So, you definitely gotta have a conversation with people.
Sure. Yeah, you gotta have a conversation with yourself first. Right. You gotta have a conversation with yourself first, because if you don't know what you want, then it's gonna be easy for a person to come in and manipulate what you need.
1000%.
Because if you don't know what you want, how you gonna know what you need?
Facts. 100%.
Yeah. Somebody runs around here and convince you to go out here and buy a $300,000 house, when actually what you need is a $2,000 monthly rent, because you don't even want to live here. You want to move somewhere totally different and do something totally else, right? But now you tied into this house because you ain't figure out what you want early enough, and now somebody done convince you that you need to buy a house, right? That's all this is. And until we figure out what we want, until we narrow those things down, until we actually put goals, end dates, and all of these things until we actually put these things onto our wants, we just sit here driving the car to nowhere.
And we're going to cap all this conversation with a very interesting point. For as selfish as we are, or seemingly to be as a society, how do y'all not know what y'all want?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm like, y'all be out there, man. Y'all be out there prophesizing all kind of stuff. How do you really know what you want? You have no idea what you want until it comes to you. None.
No idea. How about this? People Christians praying and don't know what to ask for because they don't even know what they want.
Thank you, Jesus.
One more thing, Mike. Let me go. Look, I was talking to a friend of mine, right? Friend of mine. My boy wanted a job. Right? My boy wanted a job. And my question to him was, what do you want? He said, I want a job. I said, you want a job? He was like, yeah, I don't care what it is. I want a job. I said, that's what you want? A job? He was like, yeah, I don't care what it is. I want a job. My response to him was, be careful what you ask for. Right? My boy got a job answering phones. Or something. Telemarketing, something like that, right?
Right.
Decent money. But he ain't want to do it. Came back to me, he was like, bro, I can't stand this job, man. This job sucks. Right? But some time had gone by. Right? It was like 8 months. It was like 10 months, right? And I said, bro, but you got what you asked for. You said you wanted a job. You got a job. You ain't say you wanted a job to fulfill you. You didn't say you wanted a job that you liked. You didn't say you wanted a job that paid well. You didn't say you wanted a job that made you feel good when you woke up in the morning. You didn't say any of those things. All you said was you wanted a job and your prayer was answered. You got to blame yourself for that. Not your God, not me, not nobody else. You wanted a job and you got it.
That's some real spiel, man.
Be careful what you ask for.
Some real spiel, man.
8 months ago, you would have told me it didn't matter. Now you telling me you hate this damn job. I get it. But you ain't know what you wanted. Yeah. So God gave you whatever you could get.
He really gave you a job. That's what you asked for. He gave you a
what
job.
You asked for.
He gave you a job. That's so true. Man, that's so true. You definitely gotta be careful what you ask for. Because I don't think people really understand that the power in words sometimes when they just throw stuff out there and you don't have any sense of direction to go along with those words. It's just I want. Again, go back to your point. What do you really want?
You really want?
What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want? That's crazy. There's a lot of people like that, bro.
A whole bunch of them. I done had that conversation with a few people. Like, nah, bro, I just wish I had a different job. I'm like, okay, what do you want? What kind of job you want? Because I be looking to help. I really be looking to help because I be like, yo, we be, sometimes you have like job. Sometimes if you in careers and stuff, you have like job openings that come across, and you hear like, yo, if you want something in HR, like I know, just do it. Yeah, I hear something about over here, and they be like, nah, bro, I just want a job, and I be like, all right, cool, all right.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say that though. We could go on and on about that because I feel like there's a lot of times people we don't use the resources that we have to become better. We only use the resources that we have to fulfill a sensation.
And maybe your prayer is and the funny thing is maybe your prayer isn't getting answered because God don't know how to answer your prayer.
Because you don't know what you're asking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't yeah, bro, I don't know. I don't know, man. Well, I guess worst case scenario is they can start buying NFTs. You know what I mean?
Oh man, bro, how you feel about NFTs? How do you feel about NFTs just as a whole? And then we can get into the conversation.
So it's weird, right? Because I feel like NFTs are fad.
Okay.
I feel like NFTs are just a get rich quick scheme, and I feel like NFTs are just it's a non-fungible token. But where are you really going to have any value in this if you're not going to participate in its existence? If you're not going to participate in the metaverse, if you're just holding on things because it's cool, because everybody else is doing it, what's your sole purpose in it? You know what I mean? What's the end game? Don't just buy it because your favorite influencer is telling you to buy NFTs, or because your favorite athlete is telling you to buy NFTs. Buy NFT because you feel like you can actually gain something from it. Use it as a resource, as a tool. Don't just buy it because it's cool. If people just out here buying NFTs and don't know what the hell they're doing with them. For real, they just harbor NFTs. You can have a bunch of worthless digital currency that's going to amount to nothing.
Right.
Just chill, man. That's how I feel about NFTs.
Okay. I, with the emergence of NFTs, we're starting to get like, I guess they're what are they called? Like social groups or like
You talking about like the actual communities?
yeah.
So yeah, I guess you can call them social groups like blockchains or kind of like just
Well, not blockchain. I'm talking about the gorilla faces, right? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these little gorilla faces.
oh yeah, that's just the community. That's the little social community that people try to use.
Right. But if I'm not mistaken, like if you buy one of these, it puts you in like a group or like I'm not sure.
It puts you in like a certain it puts you like a certain level with the other people that have them, and depending on how much money you put into it. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So with the emergence of NFTs now, people have started changing their avatars to like monkeys, and this is the thing that kind of bothers me, right? It's black people will, and I'm talking about my people again, right? We'll give up everything that we know is right for some cool shit, right? Um, and I don't want to sound like the old dude back in the day, right? But like, I remember the old folks used to come back to us and be like, "Bro, Rosa Parks parked to sitting in the front of the bus, and now y'all go straight to the back." Like, it's stuff like that, right? We will destroy all the equity that we built socially.
Speak on it.
For some cool shit.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
It would be back in the day, bro, that if you said a black person looked like a gorilla, if you insinuated anything referring to a gorilla as far to a black person, yeah, it'd be fight words. Just as close to calling a black man a nigga.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Go ahead.
Picture this. A white head coach sends an email and says a black man has lips the size of an 8. Said white man loses his job. It is a prominent job, but he's a coach for a very prominent sporting league. There's a huge uproar, and everybody wants him fired. The woke people are out there. They're clamoring, fire him. We can't use racist epithets like in an email. Where are the other emails? I'm sure more of this rhetoric is out there. This was less than 3 months ago. And now you fake Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, glass wearing, NFT touting, fake deep, fake woke. I read this, I read that, buy these crowns, buy this. I hate y'all. I hate y'all. Y'all have literally, every time this happens, it's modern day blackface thrown right back at us. Every single time. They find new ways to make you look like idiots, but y'all jump right on it right away. Why? Because there's always some money involved. Anything got to do with money, status, y'all will jump right on it and follow the crowd. Where's your leadership? Y'all tout leadership. Y'all want people to follow y'all. I'm not following you to the depths of hell because you want to put a monkey in your avatar. I'm cool. I have time for y'all, man. I'm sick of y'all, man. I'm sick of y'all, man. I really am. I don't understand. Like y'all can't beat us down for the cause and put monkeys in your avatar. I don't understand. Can I get y'all a banana? Would that be cool for y'all? Matter of fact, y'all send me y'all address. I'll buy you a whole case of chiquitas right to your doorstep, straight from Mexico. I got some people down there I can call. I'll send them right to your doorstep, fresh out of the tree. I will have them sent. As simple as that. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Wow. I second all of that you just said. Nah, for real. Like on some real shit. Like, nah, I'm with all that. I'm with all that. About that action with that one. I'm feeling you on that one. Yes, sir. Hey, bro, I'm about to take me a little swig of drink. I'm with all of that. I don't even need to say no more.
But it's just kind of like I don't understand, bro. And like these are the same people out here that's telling people not to get vaccinated. These are the same people out here telling people, hey, you need to stop doing this and stop doing that. When are we as a society going to stop putting so much equity into people that, quite frankly, are just mere mortals?
The day we find out what we want.
Hey, that's real.
But real talk, like, because if you know what you want, you ain't got time to worry about what famous dude over here talking about. You trying to get it, right? Because if you think about it, Mike, if you think about it, all right, let me try to break it down and see if I can break this thing down the best way I can, right?
Okay.
I have this problem, right, with not being present, right? I'm always thinking in the future, right? My mind is always forward, right? I'm always thinking what's next, right? And I have a hard time being in the present. People think I'm quiet to that end, right? Because it's not that I'm quiet, it's that I'm not really ever present, right? And I've had to work on being in the moment, being present in the moment, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's something that I work on really, really hard. You know what I mean? Because if I stay in the future, I'll never get to that point because I have to work in the present. All right? Okay. Now think of that in terms of following celebrities or following people who are mere mortals, as you say. You will stay stuck in the past.
Talk about it.
Because while they know what they want, the next acting role, the next album, right? While they're moving forward to the things that they want, you following things that they've already done. They've already taken that picture. They've already done that interview. They've already dated that celebrity, right? They've already bought that NFT. You are stuck in the past. And not a past that benefits you, a past that benefits somebody else's future.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I don't want my present. I don't want to spend my present looking at your past to benefit your kids' future. That's just not how I want to live my life. But
that's no way to live.
The celebrity is.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact.
Yeah. To the point where people who talk about celebrity know it and try to build their own celebrity, i.e., a Breakfast Club. Right? Everybody who deals in celebrity tries to build their own celebrity because everybody knows that you're dealing in the past. And dealing in the past only supports the person that you're dealing with. Only supports the person that you're dealing. Even in buying an album. Right? Anything that we do, watching a movie, all of that stuff is you being taking your present to the past to support somebody else's future. Rich people have figured it out. They don't waste time on that stuff.
They know how to pull the heartstrings, boy.
Yeah, like rich people won't even wait in line for like
Hey,
coffee.
listen. I want mine before everybody else gets theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you open this barista, my cup is the first one that you.
Right. And if it ain't, I just buy it.
Therefore, I can get it anytime I feel like it. Or you're fired. Yeah. It's a weird time that we're in right now, man, because I think people utilize social media in the same construct like you just outlined, and people are able to see things at a rapid pace, but realizing that all they're seeing is stuff that they're seeing premeditated data, premeditated content. Everything is premeditated. All this stuff is premeditated. Why even subject yourself to something that you know, quite frankly, you weren't even considered or thought of in that grand scheme. The only thing that was thought of was how many sales am I going to get. Don't matter who's gonna buy it. Don't matter who's gonna put the money into it. How many idiots can I get to buy this product?
Wow.
How much money can I get to say, you know what? Once I get these done, then I can get this. That's it.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Whew, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if we ever go get past it. I don't have hope that we ever get past it.
The sad part about it is people are misappropriating and misutilizing technology. And that's the scary part to me, because as somebody who works in tech, and then somebody who works in tech, who's a tech enthusiast yourself, it's painful to watch this stuff go on and to realize how much people just are willing to just kind of give up everything. Like they're just willing to give up all their personal data. They're willing to give up their digital currency, their societal currency. They're willing to give up everything just to be in the cool club. And quite frankly, that club ain't that cool. y'all gotta relax. That club ain't that cool, man. Coolness don't come from following.
Actually.
Huh?
It's not cool at all, actually.
Nah, bro. Coolness comes from being yourself and being around people that are like you. That's where the coolness comes into play. That whole follow somebody else, bro, that coolness is trash.
Most definitely.
19 keys NFT.
Oh man. All right. What's next on our speaking of tech. And hold on, let me
I'm about to make a joke at you. I said, oh, somebody watched Levitar yesterday.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. I was just gonna go ahead and say it. Yeah, I ain't scared. Like I was just gonna go ahead and say it, right? I was just type it out, like and subscribe. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to Artist Talk and
the little button right here in the corner.
Yeah, a little button down here somewhere. Down there somewhere.
Yep.
Right. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you do all those good things. We're gonna figure out this algorithm, and we're gonna make sure that we come to y'all live and in effect. But speaking of algorithms, I was listening to the Dan Levitar show, right?
Yeah.
And Dan Levitar does this thing with David Sampson, who used to be the president of the Marlins, and John Skipper.
And he worked in the front office at MLB too.
Yeah, and John Skipper, who used to be the president of ESPN. And I've noticed, I've seen a lot of articles lately. Also, I haven't read them because I didn't want to. About possibly the sale of ESPN. Not only just the sale of ESPN, but the sale of Disney, which is just nuts to me. But the selling of ESPN to Apple, right? I don't necessarily want to talk about the selling of ESPN to Apple. That is what it is. But with the emergence of sports being strictly a TV product now, or can we say sports is strictly a TV product now? We can say that now, can't we?
I think we can say that without having any kickbacks, any retribution. Yeah, I think we can say that.
Sports is a TV product now, other than like baseball. But most sports is a TV product now, right?
Right. Yeah.
With sports being a TV product now, and Apple now looking to buy ESPN because live content is king. My question posed to you was, do you think tech will ruin sports?
So it's funny because I actually thought about this. We kind of when I first saw this, right? Because just like you, I saw the same thing last night.
Right.
It was very interesting hearing. It was interesting hearing Skipper's response, right? Just kind of how talked about how went into his thought process upon the things that he did to build ESPN, and again, it goes back to that forward thinking in the future. This is where I want us to be, right?
Exactly.
So I say that to say I don't think tech is ruining sports.
Not ruining. Do you think tech will ruin sports?
I don't think it's ruining sports, and I don't think it will ruin sports.
Okay.
I think the one mitigating issue that people haven't really dove into yet is gambling, because I think with these sporting leagues getting more involved now with some of these, I guess you can call them DraftKings and FanDuel tech companies, but they're legalized. They're legalized betting sites, right?
They online casinos, I would say.
Yeah. So when you get into bed with some of these companies and they're becoming sponsors, and they're paying advertising dollars to run ads and promos, and they're getting promo codes from specific people, that's one thing I think that's going to ruin sports. I think the tech thing is more so kind of like it's kind of like a dick swinging contest, right? Because we all know who this is about.
Right.
It's Bezos to give cookies. That's just kind of what it is.
Right.
Everybody sees Amazon kind of like taking that leap because they got the NFL package. They got Thursday Night Football. And they also know that the NFL is going to go to the highest bidder right now. They used to at one point have a lot of exclusivity, right? No more. Why? Because they're trying to be as global and as dominant as possible. You can't do that being exclusively tied to a network for over 10 years. You have to be able to kind of get in and get out when you can. If it ain't fitting you, I'm out.
Right.
And it's tough. It really is tough, because football and basketball are really the only sports right now that are probably more driven by technology than even the sport itself.
Not more than baseball. You think football and basketball are driven more by tech than baseball?
Yeah, because baseball's still kind of just still so far behind the 8 ball, bro. Like they haven't made any.
We talking on the field, or we talking like front office work and stuff like that?
Everything. Yeah, they have their own network, but the NFL had their network first. Then the NBA had their network.
Now baseball had their network first.
They had a website. They didn't have a network, right? They didn't have the MLB website. They didn't have the MLB network first.
So, but maybe, but yes came before all of this.
Yes, did come before all this, and that was well. If we're being honest, I mean, WGN was probably before that. So we got basketball and baseball, right?
But that's only because of Jordan, though. That's only because everybody wanted to see Jordan.
Exactly. So I mean, I guess you can have to say that NFL's kind of last right about that. Yeah, but baseball's kind of behind.
Because WGN ain't Chicago Bulls network. Like, yes, it's the Yankees
Sports Network, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yankees Sports Network, yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess you could say that. Is that more about technology, or is that more just like networking dollars? Because I'm the Yankees, Steinbrenner got the money, he can put up a network, and he's in one of the largest markets.
So are we separating tech from analytics?
You kind of almost can, because it's one and the same, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Because if we talk about analytics control, baseball is basically all analytics controlled now. And you see how the game has been ruined. Because baseball is kind of my point, right? Baseball has been ruined based on the analytics.
See, I'd argue that, because I don't think it's analytics that's ruining baseball. I think it's a talent gap.
It's the what?
It's the talent gap.
What do you mean by talent gap?
Bro, baseball doesn't have the best athletes in the world.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. I'm with you.
So you can't really truly put a great product out on it. And now I will say it's probably one of the more sports that is the purest, because it's all about skill. It doesn't have anything to do with talent. You have to kind of build that skill up in order to be able. The few that are talented they're going to exceed, and those are the ones, the Mike Trouts of the world, the Shohei Otakis of the world, the Mookie Betts of the world. Like those guys, those are the top. Those are the top of the top, right?
Right.
Everybody else is just fillers, man. Those guys that work hard, they come in and some might use a few different things to kind of get better, to get ahead.
That's all sports.
Is it really football as much?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess so. They don't really test that much for it no more, so I guess so. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, come on, bro. Like we all know what it is. Like
true.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I want to hear your thoughts on that though. I really do, because I don't think tech's gonna ruin sports. I don't think it will.
For my personal opinion, I think tech has ruined baseball. Well, I think analytics has ruined baseball.
Yeah. And now that's another conversation to have, right?
I think your talent gap argument is something that's true also, right? Because with the emergence of the popularity of baseball and football, Ken Griffey Jr. won't play. Like the Ken Griffey Jr.'s, the Barry Bondses of the world, right? The Willie Mays, the Jackie Robinsons, like them dudes don't go to baseball anymore, right? If you're extremely athletic and you're extremely talented as far as a physical aspect, you're not playing baseball, right? You're doing football or basketball and maybe even soccer, depending upon where you are in the world, right? Latin America still counts baseball as one of the major sports. That's why most of the players are Latin and Latin American. So I think your talent gap argument is a good argument. But my thinking is that if we don't separate tech from analytics, then the analytics ruin baseball, right? They don't steal bases.
I can agree with that.
They don't steal bases anymore. Nobody tries to get base hits. It's all strikeouts and home runs, right? So you go through lows during a baseball game where it's no action, right? Analytics is also starting to ruin basketball, right? We have completely gotten rid of the mid-range shot. Only great players take mid-range shots. It's all 3-pointers and layups. And to this point, I watched the game the other day where they went during their whole half and didn't take a layup.
Yeah, everybody taking layups, man. Nobody wants to do a layup, bro. You either gonna get a dunk or a three.
And that's my point, right? Nobody even drove to the lane, Mike. If somebody drove to the lane, it kicked out for a three, and it was just like, bro, like, when did the NBA turn into women's basketball? Nobody talks about it like that, right? Because we still get stuck on the highlights. Like, we still get stuck on the highlights. But if you watch the NBA, it's essentially women's basketball.
So,
right now, football. Football is also getting ruined by analytics, right? Everything is based on how far can you throw the ball. We don't have any run games anymore. If you get a run game, look how dominant it can be. Tennessee basically made the playoffs if Henry is healthy, right? But nobody plays to that game. So now we got a whole bunch of mediocre quarterbacks all out there throwing the ball 50 times a game. And it makes for a poor product.
So I really hate doing this. I hate doing this live. I hate changing my answer in the middle of a conversation.
It's okay. It's all right.
I hate it because everything you just said kind of leads me to now go back on my point and say I think technology has kind of ruined sports, and I think it will ruin sports ultimately.
But see, and this is kind of my point to you, Mike. That's only if we're saying analytics and tech are the same.
It has to be.
Okay.
Because if you're using analytics to drive home the point that it ruined baseball, you have to use that same argument for basketball because the product now is watered down because everybody's going for the highlight. And if I say that, then technology has kind of been a part of that. Because how do you sell and how do you market games worldwide, globally now, easier than having to set up towers and stations and regulations for networks? I'll just stream it. And everybody has access to the internet, so we'll open up a site. Everybody can come to it. Everybody can go out there. And matter of fact, while you're at it, while you're on our site, we'll make it even more worthwhile. We'll have some games that you can gamble. We'll do it for free. You can win prizes. You can win free jersey, free merchandise. You can win free tickets. It's all a game because it's all tech driven. It's all tech centric, and because it's all about trying to be more connective and be more global, brand dominant. But you have to use technology to do that, and you can't do it without technology. So when you said analytics, it kind of made me think, well, you know what? Yeah, maybe it has.
Yeah.
I know people would say analytics probably has somewhat leveled the playing field for all these teams, but I would argue to differ with that because I think the good teams are always going to be good teams.
Yeah, the good organizations are always going to be the good organizations, man. You can bring as much analytics as you want to, right? Like that was the point I made about the NBA a long time ago. I'm like, bro, yeah, shooting a bunch of threes works great if you're Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, that should be their game plan.
It's not everybody else's.
Yeah, but if you Jason Tatum and what's my boy name?
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown, you don't need to do that. Like, you're gonna lose. So, yeah, throwing the ball up 50 times works for Tom Brady. Right?
Yeah.
But if you're Ryan Tannehill, you might want to drop that thing down to 15 or 20, right? So I mean,
who the analytics tell you about that, Tannehill?
Right. You know what I mean? So I just hope that we aren't ruining the experience of watching sports, trying to make it a better product for TV. And I feel like we're already doing that. Because you think about even the emergence of Red Zone. Like with the emergence of Red Zone, people don't even watch the NFL no more.
I ain't gonna lie, I love Red Zone. I love
Everybody,
Red Zone.
everybody love Red Zone when their team not on. When my team not on, I watch Red Zone.
Scott Hansen to give you that business, boy. He be putting in that work.
Yeah.
He be putting in that work, man.
But if you think about it, like, that's not football. That's not football. That's cocaine. We're gonna give you the best parts of every game, right? We're not giving you football. We're giving you cocaine on the stick, baby. Like
that is legal. It's legalized dope.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like to the point where like we can tell that everybody who talks about sports only watches the Red Zone.
Because they're only seeing the highlights. Oh, did you see Odell's touchdown catch?
Yeah.
Did you see those 5 drops that he had before that?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, now I'll be honest though, I kind of like Red Zone is cool, right? But I'm kind of like one of those dudes. Like I'll have Red Zone up, but then I'll have like the game on both channels, like kind of wild. Like I had one stream my laptop, I had one on the TV, right?
Yeah.
So I like to kind of watch the game because the highlights don't tell the whole story. If you watch the highlights and then you go back and listen to what everybody else is saying, you realize like, oh, so you either watched the game or you didn't. Because quite frankly, I don't know what you're seeing. Like everybody's saying Baker Mayfield is a great quarterback. What do the analytics tell you? They tell you he's horrible. Yeah, and if you watch the game, you'll see he's even worse.
Right. And that's kind of my point, right, Mike? It's just like, what do we and even in that, right? Let's just think about that for a second, right? Let's talk about Baker Mayfield for a second and just how we talk about these dudes nowadays, right? Baker Mayfield is a decent quarterback.
Mm-hmm. He's average.
He's an average quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But average ain't good enough. And that's my point, right? Like, if we're going to sit here and we're going to get rid of a dude that's average for the unknown, and we're talking about all of this stuff as an unknown, right? I just don't see how more technology is gonna enhance that experience. I think more technology is gonna make it worse. I think it's gonna make the product even more watered down, and we're gonna talk about these dudes as if they're even more just products and not people.
Yeah, I'm about to change my answer again. So, what if it's really not technology? What if it's the actual way we're consuming sports these days? What if it ain't really the technology that's really ruining the sports? What if it ain't really the analytics that's ruining the sports? What if it's the way we're consuming it? Because to your point, when we just talked about Baker Mayfield being average, right?
Mm-hmm.
Baker Mayfield is probably more popular than Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a bad example because of all the stuff he's going through right now.
But yeah, we get it. Like, yeah. We forget Twitter. Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, Baker Mayfield is probably more popular than probably Dak Prescott, I would say.
Let's say Kyler Murray.
He's definitely more popular than Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
And Kyler is definitely a lot better than him.
Right.
Justin Herbert, another guy, great quarterback. Baker Mayfield is more popular than him. It's all society because he's got a commercial. And he just so happens to be working for a company that happens to be stationed or headquartered in the area where he lives. So why not put the biggest player on the team in these commercials?
Right. But
and so
go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on your point. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you know, with that, it's just kind of it's just a level of popularity that I think that we've gotten to in the mass in sports that I don't think we're ever going to come back from. And that's the scary part. Because now we have too many people watching the sport. And I think more so than technology. I'm sorry, go ahead. My bad.
So the only pushback I'll give you on Baker Mayfield is Baker Mayfield is more polarizing than the rest of those cats. He's more interesting than the rest of those cats.
How will we know that though?
Because those cats ain't interesting. They don't try to be. Like Baker Mayfield tries to be. Well, before this season, he tried to be interesting. Like, well, that's Johnny Manziel move. But like Baker be trying stuff like to be interesting. Like he celebrates, he talk a little junk, he grab his nuts on the sideline. Like he's the white Marshawn Lynch. No, that's Gronkowski. But,
yeah.
But what I mean is he tries to.
I get you.
His steez is I'm a quarterback, but I can be like myself and be a quarterback too. I don't have to be the carbon copy of what the NFL wants a quarterback to be, right? That's his whole get down, right? So that's why he gets the commercials and things like that. It has nothing to do with his ability on the field. Because if it was ability on the field, then Lamar Jackson would have all the commercials.
See, you bring that up, but then I have to go back and argue, well, why the hell is Sean McVay in the Chunky Soup commercial? Why y'all ain't got Kyler Murray and his mom in the Chunky Soup commercial?
Because white women love the way Sean McVay looks.
White women ain't buying Chunky Soup because it's Sean McVay, bro.
But like white women like the way that man looks, though. Like if you look out here, white women think that man is like attractive. Like they love that dude. Like so, like it's reasons. like it's reasons. Ain't none of it got nothing to do with like their performance on the field.
See, that's interesting because like I go back and look like Nissan and Heisman, like they got Kyler Murray up there. Mind you, they get all the Heisman guys up there. Now they don't get all of them, but they get some that kind of like, what, hey, like some of y'all are pretty personal. We'll get y'all up here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like sometimes the NFL markets who they want to market, right? Like they threw Odell in our face for years. Odell had a lot of personality, but he was also darn good at what he did. I mean, he was when he was doing those commercials. He ain't now, but he was when he was doing those commercials.
Was he or was he highlights?
Nah, he was. When you average 1,000 yards for 4 seasons, and before it kind of became a thing now of normalization, yeah, I'm gonna give you that. And you had Eli Manning as your quarterback who couldn't throw the ball longer than 40 yards.
Yeah. But that's kind of my point though. Who was on the other side of Odell? Who else did Eli Manning have to throw the ball to? Because nobody. And that's my point, right? Like, we
get but you gotta get them. Come on, bro, you gotta get them yards.
Bro, it's not 1,000 yards ain't jack when you the number one option on a team with no other wide receivers and you play 16 games. Like that ain't nothing. Let's be real, Mike.
I guess you could say that.
Reggie Wayne and the dude who shall not be named used to get 1,000 yards every year, both of them. Right, like
the dude that shall not be named.
Yeah, we don't want them problems. I don't want none of them problems.
Hey, but his offspring though.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like so, I've seen it on my team. I watch Hines Ward and Randall L get 1,000 yards together. Like 1,000 yards ain't nothing in 16 games. And none of the 17, 18, whatever. Like 1,000 yards is easy, man.
Yeah, I heard something the other day about they're gonna try to start doing asterisks on those guys' records. Because all the records are gonna get broken now because guys got an extra game. And that's all they're gonna do is try to pass that.
Well, if you think about it, like Najee Harris broke Najee Harris broke. God, man, why am I immaculate reception? Help me out,
Franco
Mike.
Harris. Franco Harris.
Franco Harris. Najee
Yeah.
Harris broke Franco Harris rookie record. Franco did
Yeah.
that in 14 games.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be tough, and that's a whole other thing. So I guess listen. We can kind of go back and forth with this, right?
Right.
The NFL adding an 18th game wasn't because of tech. It was because of money.
It's only 60 yards a game.
Yeah. 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 He did that. He did that when the rules were a little different. That's all you really could do back then. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm talking about like now. Now, if you get 1,000 yards in 17 games, it's only 60 yards a game. Like that ain't
yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
That ain't nothing when you get targeted 13 times a game.
That is true. Yeah. That's true.
My bad. We supposed to be talking about tech and shit. My bad.
No. Because I mean that brings up an interesting point though. When we kind of bring it right back around, like that whole 18 game situation really wasn't about tech. That was about money. That was about dollars and cents.
Yeah. Of course.
So I'll put it like this. I'll phrase your question. My answer, I'll phrase it like this. Technology isn't the only mitigating factor that's going to ruin sports. It's a lot of other factors involved, right?
Gotcha.
It'll be some tech. It'll be some analytics. It'll be some money. It'll be, and mostly it'll be just kind of supply and demand. It's really going to be the main issue that's going to drive sports. That's going to ruin sports.
Yeah.
Because think about it now. The only time we watched football, which I won't say American football, the only time we watched soccer was when the World Cup, and that was only because we were forced as a country to watch the U.S. play. That was it.
Watching it then. I can't do it, bro. I can't get into soccer, bro. I just can't. I can't get into football on the pitch. I just can't.
Yeah, on the pitch. Yeah.
I just can't. I can't. Now, if you got a son out there who's athletic, you should definitely put him in soccer. You should not put him in any other sport.
Soccer and baseball is where it's at, man.
Soccer, baseball, golf, soccer, baseball, golf, tennis, NASCAR.
Now that's an interesting sport that we hadn't mentioned at all. That I think technology has ruined.
What? NASCAR?
NASCAR, yeah.
Ooh, I think technology has made NASCAR better.
Interesting. I like to hear your take on that.
The only reason why I say technology has made NASCAR better because NASCAR isn't dependent on people to be. Damn, that's not true.
I know you're trying to say.
You see you get where I'm trying to go with.
Right? Yeah, I know you're trying to go. Yeah.
NASCAR isn't dependent on man in the same way that other sports are.
It's not really Damn, I was about to say it's not dependent on people being athletes, but that's not true.
That's not true.
They have to be athletes. Right? They have to be athletes. Yeah.
But it's not as dependent as the other sports.
Right.
It's
more skill. It's a lot of skills going in driving the car.
Yeah,
and 120 miles
stuff like that. Yeah. And the ability to tweak the car on the fly, and the ability to understand like speeds and drifting and all that. It's a lot of mathematics and things that go into NASCAR that make certain people better than others. Right?
Would you say that NASCAR is the only sport where you actually have to be skilled at what you do to actually be successful?
Nah, that's every sport. What do you mean? Oh, wait. What do you mean by skilled?
I mean skilled from every position, like from a pit crew master to the guys handling the tires. Like you have to kind of know, you have to be skilled in that. Like you have to be trained in that, right? Like some people can go out there and be a coach and fail miserably. They can go out there and like, put this together. Like some coaches are terrible. Like we've known coaches that have been terrible. There's some NFL coaches that are horrible. Huh?
But those coaches don't win either, right? So you're saying that the only way to win in NASCAR is to be skilled at every position.
You have to be, because I mean, think about it. Like if you got the best pit crew, you're gonna have a propensity to win more races. Now, the only thing about it is the mitigating factors, and that is the circumstances and the weather and the environments and the conditions can alter that. Because a tire can pop, you can't control that.
Right.
Your engine can stall, you can't control that.
Right.
That's just, it can be all the mechanics, you can do all the right things. It's just sometimes some things just happen, right? But I feel like those guys have to be skilled. Like you talking about mathematics, like a head coach in football ain't worried about mathematics.
No.
You know how to add.
Yeah, nah.
They can't even add numbers and try to win the game.
That's interesting. Because if you think about NASCAR, you wouldn't consider those dudes as smart.
You wouldn't, but you have to be to know exactly how much oil to put in that car to keep it going another 300 miles. You have to know the inner workings of mechanics.
We never consider mechanics smart. Like, we never consider mechanics
smart.
But
guess what? We keep going back to the
answer. Yeah. I think so I think it's two different areas, Mike. I think NASCAR has a split. There's after Jeff Gordon and before Jeff Gordon. I think everything in NASCAR changes after Jeff Gordon. I think that's why they hate him so much. But because before Jeff Gordon, it was just some good old Southern boys out here racing some cars.
Now, okay, yeah. I see where you're going.
You see what I'm saying? And then here comes Jeff Gordon with exercising pit crews. Like before Jeff Gordon, pit crews was just a whole bunch of dudes out there taking some tires off. Right? We just gonna go out here, we're gonna take these goddamn tires off, we're gonna send your butt right out there, you're gonna race around this goddamn track. And ain't nobody gonna beat Dale Earnhardt. That's what we're gonna do, goddammit. We're gonna do it well. Right? That's what it was before Jeff Gordon. And here comes Jeff Gordon. Here comes Jeff Gordon in here. And Jeff Gordon, like, yo, like all my pit crews, ex-NFL bodybuilders, like they run 40 times, like they out here getting right to where when Jeff Gordon hit the pits, he was getting out in like 12, 13 seconds. Everybody else was getting out in like 15 to 17.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that changed how pit crews work. Then he was doing certain things with his car, like having engineers and stuff come in and manipulate the car so much that people thought he was cheating.
Yeah.
Right? It changed the whole way that that people thought about NASCAR and how smart NASCAR became, to the point where people still don't like it, right? And then Jimmy Johnson came in and made it even better. You know what I mean? So yeah.
It's interesting you say that because Jeff got that from somewhere. He got that from Dale Earnhardt Sr., right?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really follow NASCAR until like Jeff.
See, I used to be an Earnhardt Sr. fan.
Okay.
So I used to, and like my grandfather used to watch it. So I used to watch it a lot, and he would kind of do the same thing. But that's why people couldn't hate him, because he used that along with his pure skill. Couldn't nobody drive a car better than Dale Earnhardt, bro. Like, you can say Jimmy Johnson, you can say Jeff Gordon, you can say Tony Stewart, you can say Terry Labonte, you can say a bunch of guys. To me,
what about
nobody drive a car better. Get Rusty Wallace, come on, man.
What about 44? What about 44, bro? What about the 44?
Oh, you talking about Mr. Petty?
Yeah.
I know. I'm being petty tonight. I'm being petty tonight.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm about to say now, that 44. I'm a 24 guy. Like
I got you. And if we being real honest, can't nobody drive better than Lewis Hamilton. Let's just be honest. All right, let's throw that out there.
Open wheel racing, bro, it's a whole different monster. Like, it's a whole different monster. Well, that's interesting. So, it's funny. The open wheel drivers are better drivers.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if open wheel guys can compete in NASCAR because NASCAR is so precise.
I think it's both ways, right? I don't think a NASCAR guy can go into Formula One and compete in open wheel.
I thought Jeff could. I just don't think Jeff would fit in that little
Boy,
ass.
you love Jeff Gordon, boy, because I ain't never seen him like that.
Because remember, every time it was a road race during Jeff's prime, he would win them.
Yeah,
it was a point in time where you couldn't beat Jeff in a road race. Bro, we are two black dudes up here talking about NASCAR.
But listen, hold on though. That's a misconception though, because we do watch NASCAR, and that's the thing. I think people must be like, oh y'all, like, nah, we watch NASCAR, bro. Like we grew up with this stuff. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they sold chicken and NASCAR to us when we was growing up, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we from the South, bro. You gonna know at least a little bit.
Just a smidge. You gonna know something. So yeah.
And the only reason we don't know more is because they wouldn't let us in. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing a black dude love, and that's a car.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, I think Jeff Dale, and I think even Dale Jr. probably kind of like took it to a whole nother level. Not from the standpoint of winning, but from a standpoint of popularity. And I think that's where that tech kind of comes into play. Because now it's like, you know, we got to make it more so everybody can compete. Jimmy ruined it for everybody though, because when a dude wins 6 titles straight and can't nobody beat him, hey, we got to find ways to make this easy for everybody. We got to have point systems. We gotta do something, man.
Playoffs.
You gotta change. You gotta change something, bro. Like he's too good. He's too good. We can't have nobody do that again.
But nobody, like you said, nobody's better than Lewis. Lewis is the king.
Yeah. But that's interesting though. You think technology actually helped NASCAR? I can get with that. I can get with that. I also feel like it might have ruined it a little bit too.
Okay. Yeah.
Do I think they can make it better? For sure.
The thing about NASCAR that's different than the other sports is NASCAR is pretty much all tech.
It is all level of science. That's a fact.
Yeah, it's all science, right? So if you can make it to where you can get past the good old boys and make it to where we can log onto our computers and we can learn the science behind the cars, we can understand all of that. Like, yeah, that'll make NASCAR even better, even more popular, I think.
I like that. We gotta keep that offline. Let's keep that offline.
Yeah, I mean, A&T got the NASCAR. A&T got a NASCAR program, bro. I always wanted to go down there. I was like, I don't know.
We'll talk.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was about to cut you off. My bad.
I don't know if tech will ruin sports, but I know Apple buying ESPN, nothing good can come of that.
Hey, when they said Apple with the $3 trillion was the only place that could make Disney jump, that's how you knew, like, yo, we in a different class of money, bro. You can't talk like that, bro. You can't even talk in them kind of numbers if you ain't in that class. It's impossible.
Yeah, man. And that ESPN already doing too much selling right now. Can you imagine how much selling they would be doing if Apple bought them?
You know, We're gonna talk about it.
I don't
we're
want
gonna talk.
to TV, bro. I don't want the ESPN TV.
Yeah, that's. I'm wondering though if Apple is smart enough to just let ESPN be ESPN and just take the content. I'm hopeful because that would be nauseating to have to. Now I gotta buy Apple TV to watch ESPN. So you mean to tell me I can't watch this on Hulu anymore? I can't watch this on Apple Plus.
Bro, you think you think you need to block your notifications now? Can you imagine what your notifications would be like with iPhone and Apple on the ESPN?
Just think about the people that don't have an Apple device.
Yeah,
you could even watch it. Like we lucky because we got iPhones, right? We can watch anything we want to watch because we can watch it right from the palm of our hand. But if you ain't got an Apple device, if you ain't got a tablet, iPad, if you ain't got an iPhone, if you ain't got an Apple TV, a MacBook, iMac, you're not gonna be able to watch none of that.
Yep. I mean, you still be able to get it on the channel, but can you imagine how much that channel is going to change once Apple get his hands on it? Like
all you gonna see is Sports Center 3. It's just like it was in 1998. You gonna see Sports Center around the clock.
Yeah. And Stephen A. Smith, Sports Center, and Stephen A. Smith.
Nah, they're gonna make you pay for that premium, idiot.
Sheesh, bro, that's crazy. That is nuts. So.
And I didn't mean to call him an idiot. I don't know that man like that. But yeah, you're gonna have to pay for his premium content. They're not gonna give him for free because they're gonna have to up the price. They're gonna pay him more than he probably should even deserve, and that's gonna be a hard sell for anybody having to try to subscribe. We got to pay this because y'all paying Stephen A. this.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, but we'll see. I guess we'll see. All right.
Yeah.
So the last thing I wanted to talk about tonight, and then we can get off. I was just contemplating some things, and I was looking at TikTok again, and it was a black comedian up there I had never heard of before. I don't remember his name. He wasn't that funny, but and I saw that it had Netflix above it. And I remember that Netflix was doing some kind of comedy thing, right? Isn't Netflix doing some kind of comedy thing?
I think so. I believe so, yeah.
And I was sitting back and I was like, yo, I think Dave Chappelle ruined comedy.
Ooh. Why you say that?
What's the last comedy special that you watched that was funny?
Dave Chappelle.
What's the last one that you watched that wasn't Dave Chappelle? Chris Rock?
Nah, Mike Epps was, I think, the last one I might have watched that was recent.
Is it an old one or a new one?
It was one of the newer ones. I think it came out like last couple of years. Yeah, on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's it. I mean, it's cool. It was cool.
So I mean, the last one that you watched that was funny. The last comedy special that you watched that was
super funny.
Other
probably
than
Chris Rock. Probably Chris Rock. I would say Chris Rock.
The last
Gerard, yeah, the last Tambourine, or even Gerard Carmichael, his last one.
Okay.
Lil Rel, I went back and watched his first stand up.
Okay.
He did. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, that was about the only few ones that I watched that I can say, yeah, that's funny.
Okay. For me, it was Said Entertainers.
I haven't seen it. I gotta go back and watch it.
The last stand up Said the Entertainer did, and I think that might have been like 7 or 8 years ago.
Hmm. So is he set the bar too high? Is that what we're saying?
Or is he setting the bar too high, or is it not comedy?
Now, it's an interesting conversation to have because it's not really comedy; it's more satire, right?
I would say so.
So then, are we getting a new era of
It's more
comedic?
performance art than anything else. I wouldn't even call it satire.
Yeah, I would say more performance art. I can agree with that. Yeah. Which you can kind of classify it as comedy, but it's not what we grew up with as comedy,
No.
right?
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
This ain't getting up there and telling joke after joke. That's not what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. He's having actual dialogue and just talking.
Yeah.
Or monologue, really. It's
Essentially.
really a monologue. It's a monologue that's got.
And that's why I'm calling it like performance art, because that's essentially what it is. Essentially, him standing up there and doing a one-man show. I wouldn't necessarily call this like stand-ups. The last one was more stand-up than any of the others.
Yeah. When he was in Ohio.
No, the very last one. I guess he was in Ohio. I'm not sure. The very last, the one that just came out.
That was more stand up. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
told more.
Yeah.
He actually formulated jokes in that one. But the other one was he was just up there just shooting shit. Felt like.
Yeah, I think he kind of gets into that pocket sometimes when he got something to say, and he'll just come out with it. I think this one was more like concerted. It was a more concerted effort. Like he actually had jokes he wanted to tell, and kind of just out of lay. Yeah, it's rough because.
Bro, I had these lights on my face for 2 hours. Bear with me, Mike. I'm sorry, bro.
No, you good, bro.
Woo! Like them bad boys. Damn. Jeez.
Oh man, see, it's funny because like I don't. It's kind of wild because I want to say Kevin Hart ruined comedy, but I can't even throw Kevin Hart under the bus right now.
That's interesting that you say Kevin Hart.
Because I think he's made it now where everybody just want to just basically do skits. Everybody just wants to act comedic. They don't really want to tell jokes.
Okay. You talking about with his success?
His success. I mean, just with the stuff that he does, right? Like Kevin Hart was probably one of the few comedians that's actually been successful with the social media aspect of it. And then it kind of snowballed into some of these other guys, like Kevin on Stage and Country Wayne and Desi Banks and
But them dudes ain't funny though.
They not, but that's the thing. Some of that stuff Kevin Hart won't do. Some of that stuff won't though.
Kevin's stand-ups were funny.
Oh, his first two were classic.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Kevin Hart was actually funny. Like that's why I don't put him in the same lane
category.
As like
I got you.
Those guys, right?
I got you.
Yeah.
All right, so I misspoke. I'm gonna throw some more respect on Kevin's name. I misspoke.
Yeah. Like we get this Kevin Hart effed up with like the Kevin Hart that like we started with, because that Kevin Hart was funny.
That's true. That's true.
He saturated the market so much now that we just don't consider him funny no more.
Yeah, and I guess with that saturation, allowed for other guys to come in and try to mimic what they saw him doing, and
it don't work.
Doesn't work
because they're not funny as
him. Yeah. That's a rough question, man, because damn.
Because if you think about it, they tried to bring back Def Comedy Jam, it didn't work because most of the dudes who got up there weren't funny.
Yeah.
right? They're trying to do this Netflix thing that nobody seems to care about, right? They canceled all the comedians that were just out here perpetrating the nastiness, I guess, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, we don't have any comic views, anything anymore. Like to the point where people were like waiting on like Eddie Murphy to come back. Like that's how far we've gotten.
That's a good point, bro. I mean,
It used to be back in the day you would wait on a person's comedy special.
yeah, yeah.
Like you be ready. Like I remember when like Martin came out, like we was like ready to go to the movie theater to see that shit.
Run till that came out, boy. You had to go see that. Like
That's
that
what
was
I'm
like,
saying. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
bro.
You had to go see that.
Kings of
You had to go
Comedy.
see that. Oh my God, classic. And that's one of the top three all time greatest comic stand ups ever.
Yeah. Like so like am I off base here or did like I think he ruined it. I think he ruined it. I think he ruined comedy with just his brand of stand up.
It's hard to argue against it though. Yeah, I mean, you kind of. I hate to say that you're right, but I think it's kind of hard to argue with it because he's either one set the bar so high, or he's basically set. He's basically in another level where people are trying to get to, and they're just not him.
And it's just not him.
And it's kind of ruining. It's basically essentially ruining comedy
Yeah.
because, like you said, now we're relying on Chris Rock. Like, hey, Chris, when you coming out with another one? Like, we
Yeah.
need other Chris Rock stand up. Like, or better yet, Tracy Morgan. When you coming out with another one? Like
Yeah.
we just looking for people now. It's like just to come back to do something, you know. And this could be. Let me ask you this. This is another interesting one. Has technology or social media ruined comedy?
Yes. Yes, but not stand up.
Yeah. Stand up is an art. Like you got to know what you're doing to get to do stand up.
Like I don't consider a person funny unless their stand up is funny.
Anybody doing stand ups?
It's people doing stand ups, but they're not funny. Like the only way for me to consider you funny is for you to get up on that stage and everybody waiting on you to make them laugh. And you actually do that. Because when I'm scrolling on Instagram, I'm not looking for something to make me laugh. If I come across something that's funny, I'm going to laugh, right? But if I go to a comedy show, I'm going into a comedy show wanting the person who grabs the microphone to make me laugh. Not only make me laugh, but make me laugh hard and oh my God, I was about to say hard and often. Pause.
Oh man, that boy hit a plausible line.
Woo! I usually I stop myself right in the middle of it too.
You about to get right into it? He said, "Make me." Whoa, whoa.
Jesus, I don't even know replacement words for that because I was like I really meant it. Like I meant what I was saying. Like I don't want no replacement words for that. I want to laugh like often, and I want to laugh like to my stomach is in knots. Right when I go to your
Yeah,
comedy.
ain't nobody doing that these days, bro. Ain't nobody doing it. And the sad part about it is too many comics that are getting that are going on tour, and people are buying these tickets. I don't know who buying them, but somebody buying these tickets, bro.
Yeah, bro. I just don't know. Dave Chappelle brand of comedy is so different than everybody else's. And his brand of comedy isn't funny.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you exist in a comedy world that isn't looking for funny anymore?
You have to be funny because
And
it's
these
always
dudes,
going it's always going to bring you back.
and these dudes ain't funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't know none of these dudes who are funny. Like
They're not.
we had cats who was just funny.
Oh
Like
my God, yeah.
it was cats who was just funny.
Earthquake was funny back
Earthquake was
then.
just funny. Arnez J, this nigga just
Funny,
funny.
funny.
Lavelle Crawford,
Eight, funny.
just funny.
AJ Johnson when he was telling stand-up jokes, funny.
Funny. Shucky
Yeah.
Ducky, funny.
Funny. Miss Laura, funny.
Fun. Right?
Simone
Like
was funny growing up. Like it
funny.
was
That's what
funny.
I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
a dude who could just get up on this stage and be funny. Like we don't have that no more.
I think I'm gonna be honest with you. It kind of sucks,
DC
but I
Curry.
think funny. Funny. Listen, Patrice O'Neal, God rest his soul.
He wasn't even funny. He wasn't even funny. Patrice O'Neal wasn't funny.
He was funny. Come on, don't do that.
He wasn't funny. Patrice O'Neal wasn't funny.
Come on, don't do that. Don't do
He
that.
wasn't.
Okay. Well,
He wasn't. I know a lot of people gonna get mad at me for that. I know a lot of people gonna be mad at me for that. But it was Patrice O'Neal's truthfulness
that was funny.
Not his ability to make us laugh.
True. Yeah.
Right? You don't go to Patrice O'Neal for the next joke. You go to Patrice O'Neal because he gonna make you be like, ooh, bro, come on, bro, you can't say. Ooh.
But listen, that's the same. Listen, Chappelle's in that same boat,
and that's what I'm saying. But that's
Chappelle's
not
in that same boat. Yeah, they got funny moments. They can the way they can make you laugh is it's a different level of funny.
Right.
Right. It's a different comedy style where it's like you have to respect it because they're telling their truth. Yeah. And that's my point I was getting to earlier. But when kind of like these young guys haven't lived anything. Like they ain't struggled. So how can you tell a joke about your struggle when you ain't really struggling? You on Instagram. That's not struggling.
The young guys. So okay. So I will. All right. So DC Young Fly is funny.
He's got funny moments.
We went okay. So all right. Let me say it like this.
So you went to see him. I haven't seen him live. So you went to go see him live.
No. I haven't seen DC Young Fly. I've seen Chico Bean and Carlos Miller. Those dudes are funny. I went to see them too with Lil Duval.
That's another one we got. Duval can kind of be funny. He was funny.
Well, they ran Lil Duval off the stage. Like Lil Duval had to start singing like his songs. Because bro, by the time Lil Duval got out there, I had already laughed so much that I ain't feel like laughing no more. Right? Like, yeah, wow. Chico and Carlos are hilarious. Right?
Now them two dudes are funny though. I have to give them that.
Yeah.
Them dudes are funny.
Yeah. So wait a minute. Okay, wait. So we gotta go back now. Is Wildin' Out this generation's version of Comic View?
I mean, we kind of almost have to put it that way because it's a lot of people that
Why did you niggas say funny?
Yo, come on, man. But listen, Comic View had that same effect though. Like people were just getting deals off of Comic. Like look at Leonard. Leonard was one of your original castings. Now he in Insecure acting, doing commercials. Like bro, like he wasn't even really that funny on Wild 'N Out. Now he's an actor. Then you guys think about Conceited. He was a battle rapper. Most people who didn't know how to battle rap didn't know he was a battle rapper. It's just kind of like people just, I don't know what it is, but it's kind of, I guess, I don't want to put that because it ain't comic view, but I mean, for this generation, I guess it would have to be.
Yeah, it's this generation's version of comic view, which is sad.
It's pretty pathetic.
Which is sad because if you think about it, damn. So if you think about it, stand up is kind of a lost art form.
Oh, of course
if you're not going to comedy, if you're not going to like comedy shows.
Oh yeah, it is. But how many of these dudes actually do like stand-ups though? Like that's another thing. Like these dudes don't really do stand-ups like that.
But you have to, like, because we're seeing like in order to make this thing work, you're gonna have to do a stand-up. You're gonna have to do an hour to 30 minutes of material.
Facts.
Or you're just gonna be an actor.
Yeah.
Right? Now the 85 South dudes have found like this niche thing where they do like podcasts in arenas and they get up there and they just be funny, right? They just do stand-ups. But it's really just a podcast with an audience, right? And they funny enough to do the improv with the audience. So they found their kind of own lane.
Yep.
But it don't hurt all three of them dudes funny, right?
It don't.
Yeah. But if you look at a dude like, what's the dude who do all the skits? What's my man name?
My Country Wayne?
Well, that dude ain't funny. If you talk about
Desi Banks or Ha Davis?
We can pick any of them. Or what's the big dude name? Desi? Dusko? The big dude. What's his name?
Oh, Drewski.
Dude, yeah, right. Like all them dudes, right? Like I've seen Country Wayne stand up. I've seen Desi stand up. They were trash. Now,
Country Wayne doesn't like you would do this stand up. He like his kind of thing to be trash.
Yeah, they were trash. Now understand, like, I'm fully aware that this is, they're working it out, right? And hopefully those brothers figure it out and they're able to put an hour of content together and they can get it in, right? But if you look, like, I would hate to see one of them dudes come behind like a cat like Corey Holcomb, a cat who's been doing this for years and get up there and do like 30 minutes like that off the top of his head with no problem, and then here you come with your little TikTok swag, and it's like, all right, bro, nah, we ain't.
Yeah. Well, that's why they go on tour with Mike Epps.
Yeah.
And I like Mike, man. Mike got funny moments, but that's why them dudes go up there with Mike.
But Mike ain't funny.
That's why them dudes go up there with him sometimes. They go up there with him sometimes because, like, he can get it. Now, I'll be honest with you, though. Carlos and Chico go right up there with him. And I'm curious to know, because I've never been when all five of those guys go go out on tour, right? But I'd be curious to know where they place. If they as funny as they are, like, for real, like, I'd be curious to know where they fall in that lineup.
Listen, bro, you don't want to go behind Carlos Miller. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I just seen Carlos Miller be funny in every aspect. And the funny thing about it is, what I didn't know is Carlos Miller, before Carlos Miller got famous on the internet, he was a stand-up.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah. Carlos Miller was an actual stand-up. Like, all these dudes know Carlos from being a stand-up. I had no idea. He was just bouncing around clubs. He was just bouncing around clubs in Atlanta.
Won't Chico doing the same thing?
Nah.
So he just got his start on Wild 'N Out, and that's kind of how it came out.
Or the internet. I don't know. But Chico went to Winston-Salem State. if I'm not
So
mistaken.
I know he was doing. So I know he was doing some stand-ups down there in Winston Salem.
I don't think
Especially
so. I think he was probably just doing like club promotions and stuff like that. You know, grabbing the mic while the DJ, you know what I mean, yeah, come out tonight, ha ha ha, that type of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But those dudes are fun. Like those dudes are funny. I can give it to those dudes. But like, yeah. I would like to see what those dudes could do with an hour special. I don't know if they have enough material to like do an hour special, but I would like to see what they could do with an hour special. Because even in us talking about what's my boy name? What Mike Epps, right? Mike Epps has a classic special.
He does. He does have at least one. Yeah.
Yeah, that one in Chicago, that's funny. Yeah. So like you could say what I could sit up here and talk about Mike Epps ain't funny. But like he has a classic special, a special that made me laugh all the way through, right? So like,
yeah, it's interesting, man. I don't. I think that's gonna have to be the kind of the sign of being a great comedic town. Now, it ain't gonna just be, you know, you can be funny on Instagram. Like you gonna have to do an hour stand up and make people laugh. Like that's just kind of what it's gonna be. That's just what I gotta be, man. That's it.
yeah.
Like you gotta. It's too much history in comedy for you to not respect the craft and be a stand-up comedian. That's where you build your chops. That's where you build your pedigree, your equity for building your fan base. It's right on that stage, one-on-one with the audience. You telling your funniest joke. That's it.
Because I'm not funny. Like I tell people all the time, I ain't funny, right? I don't have a funny bone in my body, right? So like, but like I am a fan of stand up because I understand how hard it is and I respect the craft. Um, and one day we're gonna talk about like battle rap and stand up. We need to write that one down. I want to talk about battle rap and stand up because I think battle rap is one of the hardest things to do in entertainment. But I don't. Maybe we'll table that for another conversation for another day.
Yeah. Battle rap is kind of almost stand-up comedy with more aggression.
Yeah, battle rap is extremely hard, and I do want to table it. But what I was gonna say is, like, I'm sitting up here talking about all these dudes ain't funny. I do want to get up on stand up. I do want to get up on that stage one day and do stand up, just because I want to see what it's like. But I need somebody to write some jokes for me because I ain't funny.
I can write some jokes for you.
Don't have me up there getting tomatoes tossed at me. We need to get a thing too because I got one. I got a few sounds I need.
Oh, we need a soundboard. We definitely got a soundboard. Yeah, we definitely gotta have a soundboard. Yeah. No. I can write some jokes for you. We'll sit down and go through. We'll make a laugh at John O's pain. We can. Yeah, that'll
work. That'll work. And I'll do an open mic night, and we'll put it up here for content. That'll be funny. Y'all can laugh at me. Y'all can laugh.
No. Yeah. We got to film it. We got to go somewhere. The Funny Bone. What's the club we got down here?
It's a few open mic nights that they got down here for like amateurs.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, that we do.
I want to do that, bro, but I don't think I got the chops to do it. I respect it too enough to go up there and mess up.
I'm scared. I'll be scared to death, but I want to work through my stage fright, and I think that's like one of the perfect ways to do it. To go up there, like if you can do that, if you can get up on that stage and even try, I think that's because that's a hard.
I'd have to go back and find some of my grandfather's old jokes. I'd have to go back and find some of those because he got plenty of them jokes. I'd have to pull out the tongue.
Yeah, because
I'd have to pull out the tongue.
Because sitting up there and saying, "Yo, make me laugh," that's crazy.
Yeah, and you got to do that too, without picking on everybody in the crowd too, right? Like they can't be the default.
Because you don't want to get out there and pick on the wrong person. Because I heard that's how AJ Johnson got his start. he would go like the Laugh Factory and like pick on the comedian.
Yeah.
So you imagine you go up there, you get to picking on somebody, you get to picking on AJ Johnson, and he run you off the stage. You don't want them problems. You don't want.
As quiet as it's kept, a lot of these comedians won't tell you, but they go in these comedy clubs and sneak and try to see who else telling these jokes.
Yeah.
See what material they can find. And so you pick somebody out there and they go with their girl, you think it's just inconspicuous date, right? No, that dude out there doing research, he doing recon, trying to figure out who out here funny, who got these jokes and how you can flip it. Stealing it right there and ain't give you no credit for it. Huh? You might see your girl after the show too. So be careful.
Oh man, so have we come to a consensus? Can we say that Dave Chappelle might be ruining comedy?
Yeah, I hate to say my man Dave ruining comedy, but yeah, he set the bar too high, man. Yeah. He set the bar too high, and some of these guys coming in thinking they can do what Chappelle does, and they can't because they ain't even put in the legwork or the groundwork to even get to that level. Take a lot of years, man. Dave Chappelle been struggling for a long time before he's where he is right now.
Bro, we didn't even like. You hear a lot of people saying it now, and it ain't a cool thing to say now. But like, black people ain't rock with Dave Chappelle before the Chappelles. Black people ain't rock with Dave Chappelle until Rick James.
I say Blue Street. Once he got with Martin, that was kind of people started looking at him like a little different.
Well, if we're gonna say Blue Street, then we got to say Professor, right?
No, because Eddie kind of still took that. Eddie kind of still took that. He was a little stranded kid then. He ain't had no presence for real. I can't even give him that, bro.
Okay. Yeah,
Blue Street was the first one that was prominent.
We ain't rock with half-baked like that.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, what I'm saying, like now everybody would have act like we was rocking with we didn't rock with half-baked like that. We rock with Friday. We watch Friday, bro. We rock with that. Yeah, like
another conversation we gotta have too. With some of these guys that were comedians turn actors and ain't really funny no more. So if your goal is to be a comedian, be a comedian. If your goal is to be an actor, whatever you gotta do to get there. But don't come back to comedy once you get to acting. We don't want to see
you. That's interesting. That's an interesting quote. Because I don't think they want to come back to comedy. The only ones that come back to comedy are the ones that really love it.
And that's my argument to begin with. Because if you don't love comedy to begin with, just this act.
If you don't love comedy to begin with, you ain't gonna be funny.
But it's funny because some people just have that talent, right? It's just some people. There's only a few that just got that talent to be funny, and they can kind of act.
I don't know. We would have to ask a comedian. That's an interesting question because I don't know. Because if you think about it, yeah, you can be funny, but comedy is an art form, and that art form has to be cultivated, right? And that art form comes with a lot of things, right? It's a formulaic way to do comedy. Yeah. You can't just get up on that stage and tell jokes.
It's structured. You gotta have some structure to your show.
Right. Yeah. So we could talk about this, and then we can get off unless you got something else, Mike. I remember when Charlie Murphy was first starting to do stand-up. Charlie Murphy said he called Eddie Murphy, and he was doing white crowds, right? And Charlie Murphy was going out on tour with a few other black comedians. I can't remember who he was going out with, but it was one of the black tours, right? And he was like, yo, bro, I'm getting booed off stage. Like, this ain't hot. You know what I mean? And Eddie Murphy kind of like scoffed at him, like, bro, what are you talking about? Everybody get booed off stage. He was like, you funnier than Richard Pryor? Like, you funnier than, this person, that person, that person? All right, then shut up then, because we all got booed off stage, right? And he was like, so what are you doing? And Charlie Murphy was like, he was showing him what he was doing. He was like, oh, no. You in front of a black crowd. You got to warm up a black crowd. Like black people different. Like we don't just laugh at jokes, right? Like you got to come in there and be like, "What's good, y'all? How y'all doing?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the
You
fuck
got to
is wrong
relate to
with
us.
y'all city? Like, you know
Yeah, you got to relate to us because
right.
I don't really want to say this, but sometimes other nationalities laugh at whatever said. They just think it's automatically funny off the gate.
Yeah, you can't come out there like Seinfeld with no black crowd, bro. Like actually be, you gotta actually warm us up. You gotta get us into it, right? Um, so even in that, so it's different ways to interact with a white audience. It's different ways to interact with a black audience. It's different ways to interact with like a Christian audience or
Yep.
like a circular. Like you gotta, and but the structure is always the same. So it would be interesting to see like how those things work.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I'd be curious. I'd be curious too. I'd be curious too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Chris Tucker would be one of the people that I would look at. That I would think he wouldn't appreciate comedy. Like he's funny, but I feel like once he started acting, like that was pretty much it. Like he ain't really been the same since.
Chris Tucker messed up. Well, no, I don't want to say Chris Tucker messed up. What I want to say about Chris Tucker is Chris Tucker had two of his first roles become classics right off the bat. And that's Friday and that's Rush Hour. Like
yeah.
Like I don't know his filmography or whatever you call it, but I think
he had four actually. He had four. Hold on, bro. He had four.
Money Talks.
Money Talks. Money Talks, and he did Fifth Element, which is that's a classic movie to some people, especially in that time. Like that was a classic. So yeah, that's kind of hard to do 4 movies like that, bro, and then
back to back. Yeah, bro. And then to cap that off with Rush Hour. Like
and then you do 3 of them.
And then the next movie you do is Rush Hour. Like
yeah. And that you don't do 1 of them. You do 3.
3 of them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Actually, I think he did 4.
Did he do 4 Rush Hours? I don't know. I stopped watching after the second.
Yeah, I can't. I think he did 4. I could be wrong.
I stopped watching after the second one. The second one was the last one for me. I was good.
Come on, Junta.
Did anybody catch that? Did anybody catch that bar when Kendrick Lamar said it?
Nobody
caught that.
Nobody caught it.
Only us rap nerds caught that bar. Yeah.
Oh man.
Do we want to talk about do we want to talk about the utter stupidness of Fabulous and Andre verse for verse?
Fab don't stand a chance for him going verse to verse.
Okay, got it. Yeah, all right.
I mean, listen. I like Fab. Just like no. It's not possible. It's just not possible. I don't care what you can throw up the soul tapes. You can throw up whatever mixtape. It doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
Can't do it, bro.
So I'm gonna ask you a question, then we're gonna get off here for real, right?
Okay.
I was never a big Fab fan.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I know all the arguments against him winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are the arguments for him winning? As you being a Fab fan, right? As you liking Fab, what is the argument for him for this? Like, what do people see in Fab's ability to rap that make them see Fab as something that I don't see? I guess is what I'm asking.
I think people like Fab's style of rhyming, right?
Okay.
Like they just like the lazy flow, they like the slow flow, they like the monotone voice. They just like that style of Fab rapping. And then I think the larger crowd, which I haven't seen a lot of, some of the people that love the old Fab, like the mixtape Fab, like the
Mm-hmm.
triangle offense Fab.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen many people kind of say like, yeah, if he gets in that pocket, he might be able to get a round or two, maybe three. Just kind of depends on whatever beat selection is chosen.
Okay.
It's mostly the females and some of the younger people that are kind of saying, yeah, Fab could take Andre. So those are people that probably haven't heard Andre rap outside of the remixes that he's done. Yeah.
Outside of Outkast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting because I've heard it from all kind of walks, right? And where's Kumo D when you need him to put out another grading sheet? Come on, Kumo. I know you got one in the tuck somewhere.
Bro, I was done with Kumo D when he had Lauryn Hill rated above every other rapper in the history of rap. I was like, come on.
Somebody said, why is Kumo D ranked higher than LL? I said, come on, man.
Well, I understand that. Like, I get that part of it.
Yeah.
But like once I see Lauryn Hill rated better than every rapper in the history of rap, like I'm just done with your list, bro. Done with your grades, my dude. Done with your grades.
Like a B-dot list.
I am. Yeah, bro. Like we can't do this. We can't do this. Lauryn Hill is TJ Warren in the bubble. Can we just say that?
So I guess you get that one hit and that's it.
No, not even one hit, right? Like Lauryn Hill had a span, what? The Fugees album to the Miseducation.
A lot of good years, too. Yeah.
From that span, right, I could understand why you could rate Lauryn Hill in your top 5 or your top 10. I understand that. I get it. Like, I get it. Because she was murdering things, right? But number one,
off of that small sample size, it's kind of tough. But that's the same argument they made against the 3 Facts too, right? Like we get that small sample size, and yeah, we got a lot of Outkast albums.
I don't consider 3 Stacks to be number one.
Some people do though, and some people use that same criteria they put Lauren one to put him one.
I don't consider 3 Stacks better than Big Boy.
Yeah, I've heard we've had this conversation. Yeah, we've had this conversation. Yeah, some people don't.
As an artist, I don't consider 3 Stacks better than Big Boy. Just don't. Big Boy has put out 2 classics by himself.
Has he?
Big Boy has put out 2 classics by himself. Yep. And to be honest with you, if we're saying Speaker Box is a classic, then I say 3. But
Speaker Box is definitely a classic.
But I'm a Big Boy fan though, so let's put me out and let's just say generally it's 2. It's 2. Speaker Box and probably his first solo album. Both.
So that you left with? Yeah. So that you left with definitely classic. I would say those 2. I would say those 2 for sure. I would say those 2 for sure.
rap albums, because The Love Below is a classic too, but I don't consider that a rap album.
Yeah, he didn't really rap that much on the album.
Yeah, it's not a rap album.
And that's the only solo Andre record that we've gotten, if we want to consider that a solo project, right?
Yeah, I mean those are solo projects. It's an Outkast project, but those are solo projects.
Projects, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they didn't group them that way, right? They sold them, they packaged them up real nice and tight.
It was dope. It was dope how they did it.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
you could not give them the Grammy at that point.
Yeah, listen, feast or famine.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like what they get the Grammy, they got the Grammy for Album of the Year, right?
They got a Grammy for Album of the Year that year. Yep.
Okay, yeah, they got the Grammy for Album of the Year. But if you think about it, like Hey Ya was dominating pop radio.
I think they got Song of the Year too, didn't they?
Yeah, for Hey Ya, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, like Hey Ya was dominating pop radio. At the same time, I Like the Way You Move was dominating
urban radio. Not only that. Who was the other record he did with Patty where he sampled Patty joint?
The first double track one.
Yeah, I can't think of the name.
I don't know the name, bro. I don't know.
Oh my God. Yeah, but he had two records that down. As a matter of fact, the I Like the Way You Move record still plays on urban radio today.
Yeah, and Caroline.
And Hey Ya still play too. Somebody's Z104 is still playing Hey Ya right now.
Still playing Hey Ya. You better believe it. Oh, oh yeah, you better believe it. They still shaking it like a Polaroid picture. Damn right.
In 2022, bro, stop.
You damn right.
Just stop. Just stop. Oh man. Yeah. No. Fab can't see Kendall.
Okay.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to know what people see in Fab that I don't see. I just wanted to know.
Throwback jerseys.
I mean, that's cool too. Like, I get the swag part. I understand the swag part. I get it. I do.
I think that's it. Throwback jerseys, fitted chains, message. I don't know what else.
I also get the part of him standing beside Big Meech at a certain time. I get that part too.
Yeah.
Right. I also get the part of him dominating mixtape scenes at the right time. Right. And him coming out.
He had help though.
Yeah. I also get the Clue backing. Right. I get all of that. It's the rapping part that I don't get. It's the rapping part that I don't quite understand.
Yeah. It just sucks, man, because sometimes those guys, listen, I think he built himself to be the artist that he was, right? He was able to make records for women. He was able to do this. He was able to make singles. Like,
right.
All credit to him for that.
Right.
Dude is a mixtape artist, man. You can't rap like that 16 songs in a row and think it's gonna sell. It's not.
So do we consider Lloyd Banks better than Fab? Without the consistency?
Of course.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure, right? Because like people talk about Fab, and I'm like, yo, Fab don't touch Lloyd Banks. Like, he don't get up that close. Like,
Fab ain't even got a classic album. Like, Lloyd Banks at least got one.
The first Lloyd Banks album is a classic?
100%.
Okay. I can rock with you there. I go with
you. 100%. Now, any other album outside of that, I can't vouch for.
Right.
Like, I heard the most recent one is pretty nice, but it's not a classic. But that first one, oh no, he'd have to hit on that record. And it was crazy because it was a little while too where he kind of ran. While 50 was kind of out there doing his thing, he was out there kind of keeping G under the float.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, like, even, let me think of some other New York artists that I can think of who was kind of like around it. So yeah, it's hard for Fab because the South was like just coming into like kicking butt. Because if you think about it, who were Fab's peers?
T.I.,
Yeah, Cameron
Ludacris,
ain't his peer. I'm talking about
Cameron.
strictly New York dudes.
Oh, strictly New York dudes.
Yeah, Cameron ain't his peer.
He ain't really got many. I mean, if we talk about maybe Joel's, maybe
Joel,
Jim Jones.
I don't consider Jim Jones a rapper.
I guess we thinking
No. Like,
about.
yeah, I just don't consider Jim Jones a rapper. But
yeah. So it'd be like Joel.
I like Jim more than I like Fab. Like, I listened to Jim before. Like, Jim's last record was dope.
His last 2 records was super dope.
Last 2 been hard, bro. Like Jim, Jim is an incredible artist. I just don't consider him like a rapper, right?
Rapper, like, I got you. It's hard because, like, I would say maybe like Red Cafe, Grab, Jewels.
Okay. Yeah, this. Are we saying Fab? So where does Fab sit amongst his peers as a New York rapper?
See, that's hard because if you put it with the people that he came in with,
he's
in
top
just
5.
New York in general,
he's top 5.
Yeah, but maybe if you do it for all of, but if you do it for all of New York, it's kind of hard, man.
Oh well, he don't crack top 20 all of New York, right?
That's what I'm saying. So like, he kind of came in. He was the right place, right time kind of dude, right? So you just have those. Yeah. You just have those.
Yeah.
Like I even think Joe Budden probably to a certain degree is right place, right time, and then what happened, and now he didn't revitalize his whole career, doing something completely different outside of music.
Well, what? Yeah, we need to have a hip hop conversation about all of these dudes because I don't know what Joe Budden's is.
I think if you ask him, he would probably tell you the same thing.
Huh?
You ask him, he'd tell you the same thing. You're like, I don't know what the hell I am either. Right.
But as far as like a rap art, I don't know what do we consider Joe Budden?
Like, I don't think he'd be conscious. He'd be conscious hip hop. He'd be underground maybe.
He's underground hip hop, but like, so I'll ask it like this. Joe Budden's a Pharaoh Monch.
Pharaoh, 9 times out of 10.
And that's what I'm saying.
But you also compare him to a legend, so like it's kind of hard though, right? Because like Pharaoh's a legend, right? Like
Joe Budden's a graph.
See, don't make me get my hip hop head, man. Don't make me do that tonight.
But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to have this conversation, bro. Because I don't know where a lot of these, like, where does Joe Budden's go?
Oh, let me ask you this: Joe Budden or Ransom? yeah, we got in this conversation. Because we're gonna be all night doing this.
Yeah, it's like Joe Budden's has something that all of them dudes don't have.
Let's
pump it up.
Yeah.
Right. That's what Joe has. Joe has a moment that all of them dudes just don't have.
That's tough, man. That's a tough conversation to have. It's not a tough conversation to have. It's a tough thing to talk about because, like, where does he rank among his peers? Like, if we talk about Fab, where does Joe rank?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, all those music were great, but again, they're mixtapes.
You know, I don't know. We
got to go back and look too, like all the rappers that came out between the 2000s, because that's an interesting one too. Because I really have no idea. Like I want to put Fab in that same category with Kiss and Styles, but you can't because those dudes came out too long.
Peers. Yeah, that's not.
And he can't see a can of them dudes. He's like Rich Boy. Jesus Christ.
He got a hit.
I don't know about that, man. Rich Boy, Pump It Up can still be played anywhere today.
Pump It Up ain't. Pump It Up ain't. Ooh, is Pump It Up ain't better than. No, yes, Pump It Up is not better than those D's on it, bro. It's not. But Rich Boy ain't a better artist than Joe Budden. It's like we not about to do that.
Yeah, I guess.
I can't.
I agree with that.
Even though I'm a South dude, I can't say that Rich Boy is a better artist than Joe Budden. I can't do that.
Those and These definitely has it has a very southern bounce to it that you just have to bounce every time you hear it.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, Pump It Up ain't competing with. If we talk about the remix.
Oh my God, the remix is not even saying it.
Yeah, we not even right. Like Joe Budden has a problem too. That Hov got on his song and like
injected.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
I don't. We're gonna have to have maybe next Wednesday. Maybe next Wednesday we'll just do it.
We would have to do it. We didn't already jumped on the ship. It's live. People they're gonna try to get like, yo, what are y'all talking about next week? Like this. Let's just do
Keep
it, man.
going, babe. We've been up here for 2.5.
Where the hell you been? You better go watch the recording.
We've been up here for almost 3 hours, bro. We can't do it, man.
Hey, bro, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Same bat time.
May have to tweak a little bit the days, but same bad time for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know.
Yeah, we need to have that conversation.
I'm have to have it.
Yeah.
Because I'm coming in hot, bro. I'm coming in hot.
And listen, it ain't just them dudes either, right? Like, you know what I mean? We're gonna have to have a conversation about a lot of these artists that was out back then, the Nellies of the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like the TIs of the world, like we're going like the little flips. Like we're gonna have that all. I mean,
I'm coming in hot, bro. Who is the most overrated rapper? Lauryn Hill or Eminem? I'm coming in hot, bro. Like we gotta talk about it, bro. We gotta talk about it, bro.
That's gonna be a fun conversation because I think we're both gonna have the same answer.
Oh yeah, it's M. But I mean, yeah, we still.
Oh, they're gonna be mad at us. They're gonna be so mad at us.
But like, it depends, because if you rating Lauryn in the top 20, where do we feel like Lauryn falls? If Lauryn falls out of the top 100, because it's Eminem in the top 20.
No, not in my top 20. No.
Is he in the top 100?
I guess maybe. I want to leave him out just because of spite. Like, because I'm trying to, it's hard thinking like 100 rappers off the top of your head, right? So, like, he wouldn't be in my top 50.
Okay, so if he's not in the top 50, right? Is Lauryn Hill in the top 50? Is Lauryn Hill in the top 100?
Yes.
Okay, then Eminem would be rated higher. Then Eminem would be the most overrated rapper then.
Because he would be in your top 100.
Not mine.
Okay.
And people had, so that's how I figure, right? If people have Eminem ranked over Biggie and Jay-Z, which is close to my top 5, right?
Blasphemy.
So if you rate him that high and he's not in my top 100, then that makes him 100 spots above 100 rappers that I would pick before Eminem, right? Lauryn Hill comes in people's, let's say Lauryn Hill comes in people's top 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's not in my top 100 neither. So that would make Eminem more overrated than her, right?
Y'all can really name 50. We can name 50 rappers.
Oh, easy. Easy.
Matter of fact, that's what we're going to start this whole thing off next week with. We're going to come back with our 50 rappers list.
I'm starting tonight. Because I need some time, bro. Woo!
And man, you better not be late either. You want challenges. I want you here next week on time to have this conversation and bring your friends. You can't. That's bull jive.
That's not true. I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I think you can. I definitely think you can name 50 rappers. Come on, man, don't do that.
If you're over 20 years old, you can name 50 rappers.
It ain't even that. This him off the rip. What he listens to, he can name 50 rappers. I'm apologizing. Oh man, what you apologizing for? Come on, man. Nah, we need you here next week though. Yeah, or at least you better put the recording. Tell a friend to join in so we can worry about what play-by-play.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, because we doing this next. All right, 50, top 50. Oh no, you good, man.
Yeah, top we worry about that. Yep.
Top 50 rappers.
All time.
And we're gonna have a straight hip hop conversation next week. Okay. And then
I'm gonna talk about it tonight too. So let me ask you this: are we just basing that off of pure straight from the heart, or we having a criteria? Because I don't want to make it too complex. It should just be this simple and easy, right?
What you like, yeah, man. Go with what you like, because they ain't trying to do all that criteria stuff. That make it too difficult. I'm trying to figure that, trying to analytics this thing out. Nah, bro. What you want to listen to when you want to listen to it. My question is, are we putting groups in? Because Outkast is my number 1. But Big Boy and Andre aren't in my top 5.
I think we should leave the groups out of it. Right?
Okay.
It should just be individual. Now, if you want to put them individually in there, that's fine.
They'll both be in my top 50, but they won't be in my top 5. But Outkast as a group is number 1 for me.
Yeah. No, I would say just individuals, and we'll just kind of leave it at that.
Okay.
And because I think when you start doing the groups, it's gonna start convoluting things.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, people gonna be mad at me when I leave Mobb Deep off. Yeah. I don't want to make people mad.
You will leave Prodigy off? Prodigy top 50 for me. I'll put Prodigy definitely top 50. HNIC, bro? We're not doing that.
HNIC is a top 50 album, but I don't think Prodigy is a top 50 rapper. Just like Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is a top 20 album, but I don't think Lauryn Hill is a top 20 rapper.
Is it really a top 20 album though?
Ooh, yeah, we about to have some fun next week. All right, so bro, we got time, bro. We can do 50 artists and 50 albums.
That 50 albums gonna take me a while. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That 50 albums. Okay, all right. 50 artists, 5 albums. You could do a top 5 albums. Just hip hop.
Yeah. I can do top 5. I can.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get killed for my list. I can already see it. I can just feel it.
Top 5 albums gonna be hard.
It's gonna be super hard.
Picking top 5 albums gonna be harder than top 5 rappers.
For sure. Because it's a body of work. Like, it ain't just like, hey, I'm just gonna pick a dude out of the sky. Like, no.
Yeah. And Outkast might have 2 on my list.
Well, Illmatic's definitely gonna be on my list. So I got at least 4 more to go.
Is Blueprint on your list?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 2 spots right there. So that's 2 spots.
The other 3, I don't know. Yeah. Well, hey, you already got 4.
I don't know though, because I'm gonna have to go back and listen to. Damn, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to AT Aliens.
That wouldn't even be in my top 50 albums.
Well, you're gonna be really mad if I say Stankonia might be my favorite album of theirs.
I'm gonna be mad about that.
But I
would say Equipmentize mine.
I can't put Stankonia in top 5 though. But if I put AT Aliens in my top 5, Speaker Box and Love Below, Equipmentize, I don't. Bro, I'm not doing the top 5 albums without putting the Outkast album in there. Like, it's not gonna happen.
Yo, Equipmentize is my favorite Outkast album. Outside of Southern Plains and Cadillac Music, right? Like, those are my 2. But Stankonia is definitely up there. And then Speaker Box and Love Below, it's hard because they all got great albums. Like, almost all the albums are great. It's hard to differentiate between which one.
Doggy Style not making your top 5, is it?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I gotta go through. I don't know. Like, how can you not put it in there though? Like, when you think about it, like, if you really want to, like, how can you not put it in there though? How can you not put the Chronic in there?
Jesus Christ, the Chronic. Oh shit.
And then you talk about, like, how you see, bang, we don't need this. We don't need you egging us on. We don't need that. Yeah, it's gonna be hard, bro. It's gonna be hard, bro. It's gonna be hard because then you got to go back and look at.
Does the Carter make it?
Hell no.
The first one?
Hell no.
What about Thug Motivation 101?
Hell no. Top 5? No.
Okay.
Listen, there may not be a Southern artist on my top 5 album. I think so. Yeah. There may not be a Southern artist on my top 5 albums. It's a huge possibility.
Baby, say,
this can be fun.
Artists. Nah, this album conversation gonna be great. I'm kind of wanting to do top 20 albums now and say fuck the artist. Because if it ain't gonna be a Southern rapper in your top 5, so that means Outkast ain't in your top 5 albums.
If I'm only doing individuals, so that's why I'm not putting them in there.
No. Albums you can pick. Cause see, I just knew you was gonna throw the minstrel show in there. I just knew that was about to be like number 1 or something like that.
I wouldn't even do that. It's one of my personal favorites.
Yeah, that's what we talk about. No. We gotta do personal. We can't sit up here and try to figure. Bro, it's too hard to try to figure out best of all time. It's gonna be too hard.
But if I'm being honest, like, I have to kind of pick. It has to kind of be a little bit. Like, I would go back and listen to the album before I listen to some other joints, right? But like, I'm doing my favorite, but it's gonna be a little mix. I'm gonna have a little order to it. It's gonna be kind of this order of importance for me.
No, I get that, right? I do get that, but trying to figure out the top hip hop album of all time is just too hard.
Oh no, I ain't doing that. No, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that.
Although we all know what it is, but I'm just saying it's still too hard.
Yeah, like there might not even be a Biggie album in my top 5.
It ain't gonna be in my top 5 either. Yeah, Biggie album ain't gonna be in my top 5.
Like Nas and Jay, the only ones that got real estate there, and it's probably going to end up keeping real estate there, right?
Yeah, because Illmatic and Blueprint are kind of the only ones that are like
universal,
solidified.
The
top
universal
5 all time.
Yeah, the universal. So I like a Busta album might make it. A Busta album will make my top 5.
Bro, you see this?
Mississippi, the album's top 3 and not 3. I'm not mad at that. Don't agree with it. I'm not mad at that. I wish we can count mixtapes. Boy, I wish we can count mixtapes.
Why can't we?
Because it just adds too much to it, man.
This is your top 5. This is your top 5. If you come in there with a mixtape, I ain't gonna be mad at you.
Well, then if that's the case, then the Return of Forever is probably gonna be in my top 5.
I was trying to figure out a way to put the Crit in mine.
That's just kind of like too much.
I was trying to find a way to put him in mine. I was trying to find a way.
Return of Forever would definitely be in my top 5.
And I'm sitting up here with Jadakiss and Tupac behind me, and neither one of them gonna be in my top 5. Jadakiss will be in there for artists, but not album.
Yeah, that's gonna be
fun, man. We're gonna have a ball.
Okay, so before we leave, and this is the last thing we got.
Okay,
we doing 20 albums now. We're not doing 50 artists anymore.
No. 20 albums gonna be too much. If we would just do 20 albums, we can't do the artists. If we doing 20 albums,
which one you want to do? You want to do the 50 artists individual, or you want to do the 20 albums?
I think the 50 artists would be easier. The 20 albums, bro, we need like a few months, bro, because I need to go back and listen.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you on that. Because it's gonna be unfair. You're gonna miss something.
Because I don't want to do it half. I don't want to do it half. If I do it, I want to make sure that it's right. That I can be satisfied with my list.
Hey, I gotta make a confession. You actually were lying. I wasn't putting Mr. on my top 5.
I knew it, and I wouldn't have been mad at you. I wouldn't have been mad at you if you put Minstrel Show in your top 5.
I listened to it. I was listening to it last night. I was like, man, this album is great.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I don't get mad at people's personal opinion. That's why I want to make sure that we do our personal opinion ones, because you can't get mad at somebody's personal opinion. You can get mad. Yeah. You can get mad at an all-time list if we talking about all-time, right? You can get mad at that, but you can't get mad at my personal opinion. This is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we doing. Yeah. I don't want to. Because if we start talking about all time, then people start saying we stupid and all that. Then we got to fight. I don't want to try to do all that.
And listen, we ain't them dudes. We ain't gonna talk fast and you see us in the street. We ain't gonna hit you. We gonna hit back. So yeah.
I'm not gonna hit you, but like,
I might. It depends on the day and where I'm at.
You can't say that on here. You got to be like, no, you're non-violent. You're non-violent. You did not hurt a fly. These are jokes. These are jokes.
Yeah, I'm joking. I'm not really gonna fight anybody.
These are jokes. Like we are not fighting. We are over 30. If you come up to us and see us in the streets, please be kind and respectful. Be kind and respectful, as we'll be kind and respectful to you.
Yeah, and if you swing on me, I'm calling the cops. That's what I'm doing.
If you swing on me, I'm calling the cops.
As simple as that. Yeah. You're calling the cops. Call it guys. That's it.
5 minutes later. I mean, I have to run away from you and make sure that everything is okay. Yeah.
After I throw a sucker punch.
Non-violence. Yeah. But yeah, so okay, 50 top 50 rappers, top 5 albums, and we're next week is gonna be straight up hip hop all the way through. We're just gonna talk hip hop all the way through. Yeah. Most
And the list should give us all
lyrical, all that.
Yeah. The list should give us all the content y'all need for 2 hours again next week.
Yeah.
Just join us.
We're going best songs, we're going most lyrical, we're going
most trash.
Most trash. We should do a top 50 worst rappers. Nah,
we can make that part 2.
Yeah, that's too much. I ain't trying to get nobody mad at me. I ain't trying to do that. Yeah.
Who cares? It's our list.
Yeah, it's mess around and go viral for no reason. Then we have rappers mad at us and stuff. I ain't trying to deal with all that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, if they want some trash, they wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Dang, is J. Cole gonna make my list? We out! Hi, baby.
Peace, brother. Peace.
Peace.